going off the rails on a crazy train. Hey everyone, welcome to Off the Rails podcast number 17. I am Tony, and today I'm your host, hosting this because Kenny, not me, she's not talking about me. As guys, we're literally streaming right now. Take this conversation.
I don't know why I hope that you become a human being.
Enough. Hello.
I don't know why.
Hello.
At some point.
I don't either.
Why are we doing this right now?
Honestly.
The intro is already falling apart.
No.
Hi, I'm Ian, and to my right is...
Taylor, and next to me is my daughter Paisley, and on the across from me is our pushing the buttons guy.
Yeah, I am the guy in the chair, the guy that pushes all the buttons. Kenny is not with us today. He is out doing Thane, and we miss him.
Speak for yourself.
I miss him. I miss him because he's the one who does the intro. And that's like his most important job to this podcast right now is him doing the intro.
This is true.
Hey, at least we don't have to listen to whatever.
Global politics?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, we get to skip global politics segment today.
Right. We're skipping global politics segment, and we're moving on to global military segment.
Nope, I'm
Yep.
out
What?
of here.
Wait, how? Hold on now. When did this happen? Oh.
Kids.
Okay.
Are we ready to hear about why the Russian 5th-gen fighter
I
is
don't think-
absolutely garbage?
Oh.
It has pretty much the radar cross-section of a Boeing 747. As far as I know, it has no onboard radar.
You know you're carrying this whole entire part by yourself, right?
Story of my life.
That's not Mama. That's you and Daddy.
Let me ask you a question, guys. It is 2023. Do you think all planes, especially
Is
fighter
it, though?
jets, should have an onboard radar?
You think so?
You would, wouldn't you? Apparently Russia doesn't. So yeah, that's great. Also learned a fun fact today. More than one of our anti-air missile defense systems doesn't aim for the plane. Its bias is the cockpit. And it doesn't hit the cockpit from the bottom. Oh, no. It goes over the jet and hits it from the top. So that way, even if the pilot ejects, he's ejecting straight into an explosive telephone pole. I love this country so much sometimes. Is it a war crime?
Hey, so
maybe,
Taylor.
Maybe it's
Taylor.
USA.
See?
Taylor.
See?
I don't mean to interrupt you, Ian, but I'm going
Yes,
to.
you do.
You're talking, or he's talking, and somehow we can hear you breathing over him talking.
Apparently Paisley's gonna breathe into the mic as well.
Yeah, so, okay, there you go. We're good now. Continue.
So yeah, we kill Gooder.
Ha! We kill Gooder. Why? Because we have an onboard radar? On board, not on board.
And that.
Why was that? What was on board about?
Have you watched Bourne recently? Okay, Tony.
I haven't.
Favorite Bourne film of the 4?
Legacy?
Really?
Yeah. So, okay, I like the Jason Bourne series, and I like it as following Jason Bourne himself. And the first one was great. It really was.
Played a little fast and loose with some of the gun stuff, but yeah.
It did, but it was also the early 2000s, so.
Agreed. However, I'm sorry, I can't get over the fact that the very climax of the movie, the gunfight in the field where he has the double barrel shotgun, dude, he doesn't even his suppressor. He just takes a long pipe shroud off the end of a barrel, and I'm like, that's not how a suppressor works, movie. That's not how a suppressor works at all. He just had a piece of pipe over his barrel. That doesn't do anything, movie. And they're like, oh yeah, that makes it quiet. I'm like, that's not how this works.
Yeah.
That's not how any of this works.
Yeah, so, again, it's the early 2000s, so you can kind of sit there and think about how that affected things. But, what I liked about the Bourne Legacy is that it actually kind of expanded on Treadstone as a program itself,
they made a TV
and
show?
how it was, and how they did make a TV show.
Haven't seen it, but meaning to.
It's called Treadstone.
I know. That's why I brought it up.
But the Bourne Legacy, it expanded on that and how the program was actually supposed to work, rather than how it was working in the purview of Jason Bourne and Jason Bourne dismantling it.
There was a line in that movie I rather love where it's, "We gave you a Ferrari and you drove him like a tractor, and look what happened."
Yes.
A rather good line. Like,
yes.
as someone who has like helped write dialogue in the past, I can appreciate that. Like, that's a very well written line. I like that. It stuck with me.
They actually got a lot of good lines in all those. The
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
I mean, that right there is just kind of like, that's iconic.
I haven't seen that movie. I just know that meme.
It's the third movie.
No, it's the fourth movie.
It's
Jason Bourne.
No, it's the third movie.
No, it's the fourth movie.
That's the third movie.
It's the fourth movie.
Oh my gosh. Can you do me a favor? I need a Type C for my phone so that way I can charge it, because we're about to get into
A Bourne off.
a born off, and I need.
In the bedroom.
Can you go get it?
Not really.
I'm in the middle of a discussion here.
I'm also entertaining a 2-year-old. To keep her from screaming all over this podcast.
Take her with you.
Let me demonstrate what happens when I take her off my lap.
No, I didn't say put her down. No, yep, you see, that is not at all what I said. I said take her with you.
Do squats. Be better.
Anyways. No, it's Jason Bourne is in the third movie because the actor who says it dies in the third movie.
Give me a sec. I'm Googling it.
You go ahead. You Google it. Just look up Jason Bourne the movie and then look at the cast. If that actor's not in the cast, actually I think he is in the cast because I think he was in a flashback.
I am man enough to admit I'm wrong. It is the Bourne Ultimatum. Kudos to you, Tony.
Born off.
Bourne off. I've seen last time I saw the Ultimatum was like 4 years ago, so I am a little rusty.
I will admit that I am at an unfair advantage. I own all the movies. I bought all of them
when I was a kid. I used to watch them a lot when I was a kid.
What was that look for?
I didn't give you a look.
You gave me a look. I said I own all the movies, and she gave me like this look of disgust.
I did not.
Guess what? I own 3/4 of the John Wick movies too.
Yeah, I'm going to rectify that this coming paycheck. I'm going to own all 4 of the John Wick movies, even though I don't particularly like this one as much as the third one.
I don't like any of them.
Redirect your anger. I at least like it.
Oh, my head. My head actually hurts. How do you not like any? Have you even seen the John Wick movies?
Yes.
How
Which
do you
ones?
not like the John? I mean, I
I just never
understand
got
not
into
liking the third movie.
Just never got into them. It wasn't a movie I watched.
Are we going to do this right now? Do you want to have this knockout drag out fight right now?
It's not a knockdown, drag out fight. Okay, at best, it's a close call. But I'll tell you right now, the third movie is the weakest link.
No, I think the first one is, to be honest. Look at
The
look at
first
the
one is
action
the
and
foundation. Okay.
And the seed is
let's
also the smallest
Okay,
and
you
weakest
know
part
what?
of the
We're not
tree.
going to do this. And you know why we're not going to do this?
Why?
Because you and I look for different things when it comes to these movies. Different things all the time. I like a good story. You like boobs and explosion.
Not even really boobs. I like explosions.
Okay, you
I
like
was going to say, if
explosion.
that was the case,
You-
then Fast
he-
and Furious
he-
is his movie.
It so is because he didn't give me a choice to go watch Fast X.
I hate you guys for going
You
to
have
watch that. I
no
want to go watch it
idea.
so bad.
He threatened me, and I don't mean.
I threaten you on a daily basis. I threaten to burn down your house to
okay,
kids
so
on a daily
first off-
basis. Don't
first-
act like this is some unique
Oh
circumstance.
no! It is, okay, because he threatens me on a daily basis, so I know
So what is so special about
I-
this threat?
because he meant it.
I mean, all
He
of them.
fucking meant it.
You
Pardon my
honestly,
language.
you honestly,
I know. I
I
totally
mean,
just.
you
all of them.
honestly wouldn't think he wouldn't burn down your house?
No, you don't understand. There are certain lines that even he is not willing to cross. Okay, but in this particular case, he says, "Listen, Tony, I love you as a friend, but understand, if you tell me no, I will knock you out, tie you up, and drag you to this movie." He went into detail, and his voice was calm. He thought out this. He
His
took
voice is
time.
always calm when he
He
threats.
planned this. It wasn't a threat. He had an agenda.
I always have an agenda.
Okay, everything else is just like this tiny
Why
little.
didn't you call me? I would have
somewhat.
helped.
What makes you think I need your help?
This is true.
I
But
don't. I
still.
don't like how quickly you jumped on board with this. No. Bad child. And I'm still without a Type-C charger here.
She just got off my lap, okay? Give me a minute. You talk.
I don't hurt women, but would probably throw you. That was one time several years ago, and it was a joke. Could you stop bringing that? Delete it.
By the way, if you guys didn't hear that, she said, "You threatened me with a sword." Why I give her a British accent, I don't know. She's Mexican.
Talking about Mexicans, did you see that video I sent to the chat? And
I did.
Zach's comment.
I did, and I thought it was funny.
So I sent that to my dad.
I believe that, and I believe he enjoyed it. Knowing your dad, I think he
Apparently
laughed
my daughter
so
is
hard.
into the mic. No, so you know what he did? He called me. He told me it was rude.
What?
He told me it was rude.
Is your dad okay? Is he sick?
Can you go get the other mic so she can have a mic even though we don't plug it in, please?
Yeah, Ian carried the show. I mean, not like it's hard for you, but
I will
do it.
continue my story when Tony comes back.
All right, guys. So, the CIA killed JFK, and here's why. After JFK stopped being president,
Let's not get banned again.
so you ever notice
There,
that
now
when
you have your own
George
mic.
H.W. Bush was asked where he was the day of JFK's assassination, he says that he can't remember, but there is video footage of him in Dallas. And, the bullet that killed Kay did not
Fast and the
match.
Furious
Can we
is
go-
a widely
Can we go back
overrated
to
and
my-
low-budget
my
film.
conversation? Okay, one, those are fighting words, and I will help him hide your body.
I will take you both on as long as it gets us off of this freaking conversation.
But no,
What?
he
Don't you
ca-
want to hear about George Herbert Walker's Bush?
But-
The moment JFK got assassinated, he very soon got promoted to head of the CIA.
I will sign you up for a particular support group of which that you hate.
You wouldn't.
I-
That is a declaration of war, and you do not want that war.
and he.
Change the subject, Ian.
That's where that goes. Good job. No, he called me and told me that video was rude.
Did he think that you were talking about him?
No, you know why he called me
What?
and told me it was rude? He told me the half Mexican finds that rude. I'm gonna show it to Grandpa. Grandpa's gonna laugh and then tell me it's rude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell him you sent it. It's like okay. And then you don't need the cords. And then he.
Is that your phone, Ian?
Yes.
No, it's a typewriter.
Okay, so I realize how awkward that sounded when I said that. No, because that doesn't look like that would be your phone case. I don't
It was the only one they had in the store.
He got a new phone.
Like this looks more like it would be your phone case.
They didn't have an OtterBox for my phone.
This isn't an OtterBox.
I'm aware, but
Where did we even get
they
this?
don't have a Magpul case for my
They
phone
used to
either.
have them at Verizon.
We didn't get this from Verizon.
Probably Walmart then, because Walmart sells those.
I think my wife ordered it on Amazon. Why don't you ever look on Amazon for proper?
That's where
phone
I kept
cases?
getting my life
I gotta
cases.
be honest, dude. It looks dirty.
Well, it's a clear case, and
So is mine.
I also work outside more than you.
This is true.
It does.
It is dirty.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't look like that belongs to you. It looks like you stole that from like a teenager.
But no.
How about you mind your own business and watch your tone?
So my dad, and I know he's gonna. So I know he's gonna listen to this later. You kill him.
That was so quick.
After everything I've done and threatened over the years, I refuse to let this be the thing that kills you. You better live, or I will kill you quicker than this.
That was so quick. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Taylor. I keep cutting you off. Why is your daughter wearing my hat with my microphone?
I don't know. She keeps putting it on, but
So Lee Harvey Oswald's Carcano
no,
rifle.
shut up.
Oh, okay. I have the internet connection and a laptop.
Ooh, so do kids in Africa. I mean,
off
the ones
my
that aren't in the
table.
lithium
You're
mines.
about to get a lot of stuff in your mail, buddy.
You don't get to sit on my table.
Joke's on them. I hardly ever look at my mail.
Sit on my leg.
That's fine.
There you go.
You like the movie selections on all of your streaming devices, right?
So
Let's let the Taco Bell bean burrito finish his story
Yeah,
because she's only half
yeah.
Mexican.
Let's let Nachos finish her story, huh? Electra Nachos from the Daredevil. Weird story. When I first heard that, okay, really quick. We said Nachos, and so I've got to say this story really quick, and then I will let you do your thing.
I've
The
advocated
first
for
time
you.
I heard that character, Ian, the first time I heard that character, the name, for some reason, I could have sworn that Ben Affleck said that her name was I licked your nachos.
Knowing Ben Affleck, that sounds like something he would do. Just walks up to you in a bar.
What's
Hey,
your
baby.
name? I licked your nachos. Well, that was really rude.
Marry me.
So
Okay.
I just sent him the link so he may jump on as I'm telling this.
Hi, PJ.
What? Talk into your mic. This is your mic. This is my mic.
I'm going to monitor the chat just in case he does jump in.
But so I sent him that video and he told me it was rude. So and then he pointed out, the half Mexican can only speak Spanish when he's drunk or high.
Who?
The half Mexican can only speak Spanish or understand Spanish when he's drunk or high.
Well, yeah, that tracks. You
would
normally
be
have to be
okay.
inebriated
Yes.
to
Okay.
speak gibberish.
And I laughed. Because I am the quarter Mexican that doesn't have to be drunk or high to understand some Spanish.
I mean,
just a woman, so gibberish
okay,
is
so
pretty
in
common
your
to you.
dad's defense, we do teach it in high school these days.
I never took a foreign language in high school.
How did you graduate?
Because it's not required.
I took.
When did it stop being a requirement?
No, it's been longer than that because some schools do not require a foreign language class.
I said a few years ago. That was a generality.
It sounded like you said two.
No.
I'm so upset.
No,
Yeah, no.
I took not one,
And Pendleton doesn't
Not
require
two.
it either. I
3 years.
chose
And
it
now you
as
can
an
barely speak
elective.
English.
I chose it as an elective. The first day I walked into that class, I told the teacher my name and I pronounced my last name correctly and actually rolled the R's in it. And she asked me in Spanish if I already spoke Spanish, and I said no.
Rolls your R's like you roll them burritos. Ayo.
If that's the case, they're pretty loose.
I never said they were good. Okay,
She
credit where
doesn't
credit's due.
want that mic.
There you go. Don't push that button.
And now our guest
No.
host.
Well, okay. I don't know what to do there.
No, and anyways, how I graduated high school, instead it was just an elective at this point, and I used it for more like STEM electives. Like I took 2 semesters of small engines repair. I took
This is why. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Continue. on.
I took skill-based classes, like practical classes. I took like a semester of digital photography and other stuff. So like, I instead of a useless half semester of language that I would never use, I chose for actual like skills.
I wish, back when I was in school, I wish I would have had, like, people that actually encouraged me to take those kinds of classes and whatnot.
I
because-
wasn't encouraged. I just ignored what they told me.
Well, no. So, like, what I did was I took, as electives and whatnot, because I was dead set on joining the ministry, I took classes that would help me out in the ministry, right? But I wasn't, like, pushed towards, hey, maybe you should try to do all these other classes. So I took, like, acting, choir, speech, things like that, even accounting.
And you suck at talking, and you took multiple classes on it. Also, by the way, someone has told me that
Why-
it's very rude that you have silenced me from talking about what I want to talk about.
Okay, so first off, let me ask you this: why are you dead set on insulting me this podcast? That's the 5th time since we've started.
I'm trying to carry the podcast, bro.
I understand, but you
And-
can do so without being so rude. You hurt
Can
my
I?
feelers.
God, you sound like a woman. A quick-willed one at that. not even like a
Honestly, I
banner.
don't really care. What I'm trying to
I would
say
hope
is,
not.
yeah. What I'm
I'm so
try-
sensitive, not.
yeah, that's sensitive. Anyways, hi, how are you?
No, Tony, that's low, like you. What is up with me today? Holy crap, I am just on one.
Yeah, I said. Oh, okay, I got that too.
Hey, Tony, look, it's like your mop.
It kind of, no, actually, this has more strings than the mop did. More strings.
Is that a bumper car
Hey,
for
and-
your toddler?
And you tell your person that is, hey, you listen to me? You tell your person that is talking to you, that's telling you that it's rude, you tell them that if they want to have comments like that they needs to be in the comment section.
I might.
Put it in the comment section. No more private talks when it comes to the, if
And
it's
answer your
podcast related,
question.
it needs
yes,
to go in
it
there.
is.
Now,
I don't think she understands the concept of it, though.
She does. She
so
doesn't want to play with it. She wants the
when I
mic.
went to school, I did like choir, acting, things like that. That's what I was in too. I wish I would have done like metal fab and you said like digital arts.
I did digital photography.
Digital photography. Well, you see, I took a traditional photography class actually for like a quarter. I learned enough to be able to develop photos in a red room.
I would tell you about the time I got so mad, I beat a lawnmower engine block with a lawnmower, and then it started working.
Percussive maintenance.
Yeah, it was a 4-pound one hand.
This is
sledgehammer,
how
and
we
I just
fix things
started-
in Russia.
Yeah, no, I beat a John Deere into compliance.
Nice. Did you yell at it? Stop resisting.
No, I yelled at it some things I can't say on the podcast.
Well,
They
okay,
earned me a
good
couple
enough.
days of detention.
Good enough. Good enough.
In band, I was first chair in clarinet in my band my senior year, and at points I would just not play because I already had the piece top down, front to back, memorized, done. I was in my band. I was the best clarinet, and I'm not being arrogant saying this. I was first chair, and first chair is given to the best in the band for their particular instrument, and I had multiple other people tell me I was the best in my group.
What
So,
instrument did you play?
I played several, but predominantly I played clarinet.
Clarinet.
I played in band for 1 year, and I did flute, and my brother did trombone.
I was in band for 1 year. I played both the drums and the bass guitar.
I played the drums and clarinet my senior year.
And then after that, I played in a band, and I played rhythm guitar, bass guitar, and drums.
Baller.
Yeah.
But no, so
Not all at the same time, because I'm good, but I'm not that good.
but
She's trying to drive it, but I don't think the batteries are dead. Because that controls that.
so we had a lot of broken down stands, and our tool chest in this band consisted of roll of duct tape, 2 Allen
You're
wrenches.
just laughing because she's pushing buttons.
The look on her face. The look on her face. She's like so intent and concentrated on it. Like she's just like.
That's what she used to do with it. She never uses the
And a
hand
ball
thing.
peen hammer.
She used to sit in it and
I
push
would
the buttons.
beat music stands into working. Like I would just go in the back percussion room, and they would just hear crash, bang, 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 slam, bang, bang, and I'd come out with 2 working music stands, and they're just like. and I
See,
would do
my
this all
mom
day.
made me
You have
do
a
choir.
great job in law enforcement. They said.
Yeah, people
See-
told me I should be a cop, and then
See, my mom made me do choir. It took up until 6th grade where I started skipping class. And then I skipped choir.
You skipped choir?
I skipped
Out of all of the
choir.
classes that you could skip, out of all of the classes, you have ELA, you have social studies, you have math, you have science. Out of all of the classes, you chose choir.
Yeah.
You are the biggest, the geekiest of this studio.
I enjoyed math and science.
Oh my God!
you sickened me.
I
math
had
part,
such
at least.
I had such a great relationship with my math teacher. My math teacher was so cool. So when we did tests and stuff, you know that Mirage stuff that they used that that you usually see on computers when they sleep, the different
Yeah.
color changing stuff.
Yeah.
So she used to put that on the big boards in front of the class when we did tests. Some quiet, relaxing music, and she gave all of us a mint on test day while we did our tests.
That's pretty baller of her.
She was such a cool. She teaches science.
I
now.
hate your scholastic career.
Why?
I really do.
So my freshman year, I took material physics for my science class, and my teacher was
Hold up. What? You took what?
material physics. I built stuff.
To make
Okay.
stuff even worse for you, I loved chemistry.
I never took chemistry. I wasn't
I
smart enough.
loved that class. Mr. Cooper
Wait,
was.
no, I did take chemistry. I took materials chemistry.
So
my
he
senior
w-
year.
He was such a hard teacher. You know, very strict. But the times that he would cut loose, it was so cool.
Materials chemistry was the
I loved
class
that
I
more than that
branded
class.
myself in my senior year, and I did it on a dare. But no, freshman year, teacher Mr. Little. I had such a good relationship with Mr. Little. He would let me skip digital photography and come to his class.
Now, was that his
That's
actual
usually the
name,
ag
or is that
teachers.
just how you
no,
saw
his name
him?
was Mr. Little.
That's
His-
usually ag teachers that do that. Like almost every ag teacher that I have, or any school that I've been to that has an ag teacher, as long as you knew somebody in ag, you can go and hang out in their classroom anytime.
Do you know why? Because they're lonely. Because nobody takes those classes. Because you don't skip choir to join the math athletes, okay?
Not gonna lie, it'd be my sophomore year because my freshman year I was
It's
in
the most
Pilot Rock.
backwards thing ever. You skip the elective, the fun class.
You know
But
why I
not-
skipped that class? Because I got tired of hearing about Justin Bieber because he was the big thing when I was in 6th grade. I seriously punched one of the girls in choir class because she wouldn't shut up about him.
You ready to hear about when my autism first started suiting me and actually working for me? Junior year,
This terrifies me.
I took U.S. history. The curriculum and the grading curriculum was 90% test, 10% assignment. I didn't do a single assignment, and I passed with an A because I 100%ed every test because I listened to the lectures.
My history class,
And I retained all the information like the autist I am. And so then I was like, I remember all of this.
so Pilot Rock, it was 8th grade because we had geometry freshman year.
Was Mrs. Tester still working there?
Miss Tester was the principal when I was there.
She was my band teacher.
Yeah, she was the band teacher there too because she was the band teacher for me and Anthony. But so our U.S. history.
Different Anthony, not me.
Yeah, no, my brother. So U.S. history was taught by Mr. Bird.
Bird.
He
Sorry.
hated that song, and my brother, every chance he got, would sing it to him. My brother has also cleared out his classroom twice in a week.
Your brother should stop eating at Taco Bell.
I went down there. I stopped at Taco Bell, and I saved a $5 burrito when I was driving down there, and I put it in the fridge when I got down there. And then I got hungry after being there for an hour, so I warmed it up and ate it. My brother come into the kitchen. I smell Taco Bell.
I mean, it does have a pretty distinct smell.
But no, he's like, I want Taco Bell so bad. Because they don't have a Taco Bell down there. They have McDonald's, and they have Dairy Queen and Subway.
Where is your brother?
Burns. Well, I guess it's Burns Hines because it's two towns mixed into one. So, kind of like Island City and LeGrand. But, yeah, no. My brother farted, cleared out that entire classroom twice in a week. My brother has also cleared out the entire gym.
I used to make fun of my biology teacher for being bald. I used to call him Chrome Dome. And even when he told me to stop, I said, what are you going to do about it? Grow hair?
I made my physics teacher cry
I made the
in the
student teacher
in the
of
middle
our-
of class.
I haven't made any teacher cry.
I did this with a purpose. We had my junior year, for the second half of my junior year in my U.S. history class, we had a student teacher with us, and she was green. Like,
I was an aide for a math class.
And I felt bad for her because like she had no spine, no backbone. She couldn't maintain order at all. And I was like, I'm going to do something nice. I'm going to make her hate me to develop a backbone. That way when she actually starts to teach kids and she's going to have a jerk like me, she'll be able to handle it. There was a marked improvement in her backbone by the time she left.
I was about to say, so did she mention you personally in her suicide note?
No, but she better. I worked hard enough for it. I deserve the credit.
I don't even know what I said to this. His name was Mr. Wignall. It was.
Oh, I can think of a couple things you could say to him.
Yeah, his name was Mr. Wignall, and I was actually so at this point in
What
time.
ethnicity was he?
Huh?
What ethnicity was he?
Oh, he was the whitest guy.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, he was.
that's
He
even
was the
better.
the whitest guy.
Oh, I could go so far with that.
So dude, he was so white he made me look tan. He was so white you would be accepted in in Oakland.
Oh my god.
That's how white he was.
I mean, I do say no.
There you go. Well
I
done.
think-
Well done.
I actually still talk to my geography teacher. I saw her not that long ago.
I don't talk to any of my teachers anymore.
You know how I saw her? Working at the bar.
I'm Facebook friends with one of my band.
She
teachers.
came in, and I was working at the bar. You know what she called me?
Oh, we got people. Sorry, go ahead. Oh, we got David.
David.
David! So, no, she has never been able to remember my name. She knows that I'm Anthony's sister. She remembers my brother's name because my brother used to get in trouble with her. Her and my brother used to butt heads all the time. I've been called Taylor. I've been called Tyler. I've been called Tara. I've been called Laura. And I've been called Kayla. It was never the same.
Did you say Kayla?
Yes.
You don't look like a Kayla.
You know what? I call into Domino's. I call to make an order anywhere. Like a takeout order anywhere. You know what I have to do every time I go in?
What?
I have to ask for either Taylor or Kayla.
I could see you being a Michaela.
Yeah, I can see why they're making the mistake.
And it's because I have no teeth, so when I come over
what
the
I was just
phone,
about to say.
it's because when I say it over the phone, it doesn't sound right.
Birds of a feather flock together.
That's an
Yes,
inside
child.
joke, Taylor. Or should I say Kayla?
Michaela.
I had a friend named Michaela. She used to have this pillow that if you laid on it, used to stain your face pink. It wasn't even made to do that. She would lay
Wait.
on it or I would lay on
What?
it. And she had blonde hair. So growing up, my dad was friends with this.
Did you just say she had a pillow that would stain your face?
Yes. So okay. Explanation. So my dad.
Wash your pillow.
So my dad.
Them waifu body pillows be hitting
Wow.
So my dad used to have this group of friends growing up, and they've all got
Either
names.
wash your pillow or wash your face. Do something. Don't ignore both. What it does? How do you?
Hold on.
How does?
Let me explain.
I have 7 kids. I have 7 kids that range from ages 14 to 5. And out of my entire 14 years of being a parent, and one of them is very, very difficult, I have never, ever seen any of their bedding so bad that it stains a face.
We're also very much older than your children.
Okay, so you've heard about my childhood, right? I've never slept on a pillow that has stained somebody's face.
So let me explain. Let
Hmm.
me explain.
Let me explain. Just let me explain how all of this dirt and nastiness has accumulated
No,
in this
it's the
giant
thing, though.
flippin' cotton cushion that I sleep on that evidently stained my face.
And it's so bad, it's not even yellow or black. It's pink.
So growing up, my dad used to have this group of friends, and I know all of them, and they used to all have names. So
They used to? What'd they do? Exchange them?
No, they used to.
They turn
no,
them in?
it's-
They sell them?
it's
They
nick-
don't have names anymore. They used to have names.
No,
but
it's
then they got rid of
they're
their names.
nicknames.
They were on the grassy knoll.
So
the second shooter wasn't the
we're
JFK
just gonna
thing,
go.
so they don't
I'm
have
just
names
gonna tell
anymore.
this story.
You are 3 seconds away from being put on a list, sir.
I'm gonna tell this story with
and not a government list.
I'm gonna tell the story with the nicknames that they have. So there was Hollywood, Uncle Cracker, Bones, and my dad was called One Eye. Okay. So because my dad is blind in one eye and one's all the way off, so they used to call him One Eye. So Bones is this really tall, skinny guy who has nothing to him, and he has a daughter named Michaela.
David says she wanted to wake up pre-blushed.
Shut up, David. So
I am so glad that Davina's back in the comments section.
So Michaela's mom and Bones had broken up a while back, and me and Michaela used to hang out all the time. You know, Dad and him spent all the time together, and they used to honestly live like right across the street from each other. Stop! It's a shoe.
She wants it on her foot.
She took it off in the first place.
Michaela's mom left Bones because she wanted some meat in her life, and all he could provide her was bones.
That's not it.
Wow.
That was not it at all.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
And I'm using the nicknames because only the people that know the nicknames are going to understand.
By all means, continue to use. Let's hide these poor souls' identities.
She got sick of him laying in the dark shouting, "Rattle me bones!"
Listen, all I want to know is when does the permastain pillow come in?
I'm going to get to that. So, Michaela's parents obviously weren't together. I spent a lot of time with Michaela growing up because him and
Oversized ink blotch is what this is.
because my dad and Bones hung out all the time when I was growing up. So I think me and Michaela were 5 or 6, and obviously divorced parents. Michaela got a lot of stuff.
Okay, so
But-
I'm gonna interrupt you again, really rudely. I am so tired of hearing about this trope about divorced kids with divorced parents getting a lot of stuff.
This was the case for her though,
I-
because both parents
I-
had good
Listen,
jobs.
okay, I can somewhat understand that. Okay, but I have 2 parents and both of them have been divorced, and I haven't gotten anything.
Both your parents are tweakers.
Just trying to keep that off the podcast, but apparently that's open now.
We've
to the
talked
public.
about this
Tony,
before.
Have
I think it's ambitious to call them parents.
All I'm saying is, it's not fair. And I'm tired of hearing about the stereotype. I missed out.
Aww. Did
So-
you not get any Christmases?
He probably did. Don't torture
Cry
him
me
anymore.
river, go buy a wreath, you freaking ninny. Continue.
Yeah,
What? What? You're gonna cry a Christmas tree into existence?
Listen, I almost looked at you and said, "At least my parents love me," but I couldn't
No.
bring myself
No.
to say it.
Because your parents are probably too messed up to remember you exist. half the
Listen,
time.
they loved the idea of me. Okay,
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
the idea, yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they
The
did.
idea of when you
Look-
were still
look me
in the
in my
stomach
eyes.
and then when you were popped out, no more.
Look me in my eyes.
Oh,
look me in my
again
eyes.
Later. It wasn't when I was in the stomach.
Hey, in my eyes. Quit lying to yourself.
She's
you
very
know they
proud of
didn't.
that doll. She just got it today. So, Michaela, one of the things that she had at Bones' house was this fluffy.
When did
Pink
tonight
pillow.
become roast Tony night?
When Kenny left.
Kenny, come back! Kenny, come back! You take
can
all
take the blame off
my
him.
blame.
So, plush.
Hold on.
When
One of the things she had
okay,
was
a giant pillow full of
no,
crap.
it wasn't even that giant. It was about this big, and it was round, and it was this pink dyed shaggy pillow. It wasn't meant to dye anything, but if you slept on it hard enough that you sweat, the dye would come off, and you would wake up pink.
Again, I ask.
Why was the pillow dyed?
Hold on.
Because that was just one of the
This-
things.
this-
It used to be one of the really big things was the shaggy pillows. It used to be like a decorative pillow, something you sat on a girl's bed.
No, David, we have never played Prototype, but I have wanted to. Now, again, I ask. Had no one ever washed this pillow?
No, it had been washed, is the thing.
Had it been washed more than once?
Yes.
How is there still dye in it then?
I don't know. But we avoided that pillow after the first
Did
time
she-
she woke up with pink hair because
Did
her
they
hair
keep
used to be.
dipping it after every wash, but like we got to keep the color in it somehow.
No. So
I guess they were just dying.
Michaela
stay away
used to
from that
have
pillow.
really blonde hair, like almost bleach blonde hair. She woke up with pink hair one day. She avoided that pillow like the freaking plague after that.
Well, yeah, you throw that pillow out. It ruins everything.
Just like your parents.
And we're back.
From the top row.
But no.
Let me know before you buy it on PC. It can it can run if your PC is, or it can't run if your PC is too powerful. Wait, so you mean that the game won't run if the computer works too well?
Well, it's called prototype after all.
So no, that was the story of the pink
Technology
pillow.
is great, isn't it?
You might wanna pull that out of your daughter's
this game
mouth.
that was developed.
She's eating a USB drive.
No, cord.
You know this game that was developed 12, 13, 15 years ago? Yeah. It can't be supported by your newer, modern, more up-to-date computer for some stupid reason. It can't run the graphics because your computer's too good. It can't render that low. The game is too stupid for your computer to work.
My tooth on the microphone.
Don't do that.
Yeah, you need to really be careful. You only have so many left.
I hate you. I still can't.
You
find
all
that
brought
movie.
my parents into this. You
So-
crossed that line.
Well, someone has to because they won't bring themselves into anything, except a meth lab.
Listen, it may be empty words, but at least mine tell me they love me.
Now.
Can they? When?
I mean,
Do
when
they
when do they
actually
remember
mean
to?
They
it?
need money, but still, at least I hear it.
Yeah, when they need something from you.
Are you sure they're talking
More
to
than
you
what,
though?
what Ian's parents do.
Your daughter's pouring that all over the front of herself.
I know. I've given up.
What is in that cup?
Chocolate milk. Actual
Real chocolate
chocolate
milk.
milk.
I had that thought earlier when looking at the cup and looking at your daughter going, oh, starting her early, I see.
That was
Just like
my
Tony's
thought.
parents.
As soon as she was like chocolate.
That's what
milk,
we
I
used
was
to do
like,
when she first started gumming because the numbing paste doesn't work for her. So I did the same thing that Grandpa used to do to me. Just take a thimble of alcohol and rub it on her gums.
Tony wishes there was only a thimble in his bottle.
Okay, I guess that makes more sense, but still, I mean, it's technology, man. It should be better than that.
Reminds me of the whole, the technology.
So I
People
miss
will shout
what I
technology.
miss about the most is fair. I miss doing stuff at fair.
I've never been fair. I've shown up to a fair when I was in foster care.
So no, I used to be the kid that put in 14 to 16 projects a year, including different animals.
Tony, did you care to show up to the fair while you were in foster care? Did you see a hare? Were you there?
Tell me something. How do you have a diploma?
Ian has turned into Dr. Seuss.
How do I have a diploma? I don't know, because my parents weren't meth heads and I finished school.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh at that.
I hate how your daughter laughed at that joke, actually. And also, she's eating my mic stuff. So tell her not to eat. She's eating the bubble wrap. Don't let your child eat the bubble wrap, Taylor.
Taylor's letting her child eat. Taylor's
Listen,
letting
that
her,
would be something that my parents would allow. So
and that's why you didn't graduate. I did.
Because that's all Tony ate was cat litter and styrofoam.
I totally forgot what we were talking about. We've gotten so off. the
Also,
rails.
we were
another
talking
reason I
about
graduated.
fair.
Another reason I graduated is because I can read properly.
I can read.
Can you?
I can.
Can you?
I can. I got my CDL. I got my trainer certificate. I can
It took him
read.
years to get them.
It takes longer, but I can do it.
That's okay. Dusty is
I
dyslexic.
gotta sound it out. Sometimes I need two pieces of paper. Okay,
I gotta line it up. I'm gonna go word by word by word.
So does
Phonics,
So
right?
does-
Hooked on phonics, right? You guys remember that?
yes.
Good, because I would have felt really old if you didn't.
And see, I need to do none of that, which is why I have a diploma.
So like Dusty, I didn't know how Dusty graduated. So I have his second year yearbook. In second grade, where your teachers put together all your stuff you did about second grade. So I have it, and I'm looking at how he's writing stuff. There's like backwards sevens, and his literally like other ones that he write correctly.
Oh, Dusty's dyslexic.
Yes, Dusty's dyslexic.
Oh, okay.
Nobody said anything.
Yeah, he's dyslexic.
Nobody has ever diagnosed him at all. But you look
I'll tell you why. Okay, so I'm gonna cross into Ian's territory a little bit and start talking about the government. The reason why is because of George W. Bush's policy of No Child Left Behind. So people like me and Dusty, who actually grow up with a learning disability, just get pushed along. And that's the reason why I don't have a diploma.
I wonder what other questionable decisions George Bush made while he was in office.
a lot.
Don't do it. Don't do it. That's as far as we're going into this.
Anyway,
Walk back, dude.
Back to the
You're
fair
about to
thing.
get a lot of rainbow catalogs, dude. You better walk it back now.
Jet fuel cannot melt steel beams, Tony! Bush did 9/11.
You-
There were no
Oh.
people in the towers of a certain demographic.
And
hold on.
we're banned. It's a good thing that we're restreaming on Twitter.
So
By the way,
Talking
now's a
about
good time to
presidents.
mention, please go see our Rumble, our TikTok, our Twitter, and all the other social medias, because apparently Ian is dead set determined to get us kicked off of YouTube.
I'm a little lightheaded after that
So,
one. Kind of like
anyway.
JFK was lightheaded after getting shot in the head by the CAA.
Okay, David, what is Ebenox?
we're going back to fair after this, but
You really put your heart and soul into that one. Unlike your education.
I was about to say what?
so
And then
we're-
just like the monkey came out.
we'll go back to the topic of fair after this. But
I mean, went from streamer to
on
Chewbacca.
Ian's topic about presidents right now. So it's not about Bush, and this is the only thing I'm gonna say about it. Then we're going back to fair.
Oh no.
I can talk
My
about any of
dad.
them.
What have I done? Cue
So-
Anakin meme. What have I done?
So my dad virtually met Bill Clinton.
Oh, that poor man. Is
So
that
it
why
was-
he's blind in one eye?
We could
Did
get banned.
Bill get
We-
bad with his aim?
So no, no. You know how he lost his eye with a barbed wire fence?
Is that what's under the desk in the Oval Office?
What?
Barbed wire? Is that what's under the desk in the Oval Office?
Yeah.
Did your dad try to take Monica Lewinsky's job?
No, he did. So my dad used to work at the depot.
Hmm.
And this is part of the reason why he is afraid of rats and mice and stuff, because he didn't wear the right pants and had his boots under his pants, and they ran up his legs and stuff, which is why he doesn't like rats. But working at the depot, they had to weld something. And I can't remember what he told me that they were welding, but they had to weld something. And it was like a virtual thing that the president was going to watch them do it. So, messing around before and everything, they were sitting there making the Captain Morgan stance in the full, whole body white suits and everything. Just Captain Morgan stance in front of this camera.
Bill Clinton knows a thing or two about full white suits.
So they were doing the Captain Morgan stance. Well, somebody is trying.
Could you demonstrate that stance for us, please?
No. But
As the manager / CEO of Your Move Studios, I would like you to demonstrate.
would you
the
like
dance.
more screaming? Because if I set her down, that's exactly what's going to
This
happen.
conversation is not over.
No, you will be demonstrating this later.
So, but they did the
We
Captain
have,
Morgan stance.
We have 1 more hour's worth. This is happening.
But
TikTok.
somebody was trying to get their attention, to cut it out, quit messing around, because the bridge was already started. And Bill Clinton was already watching this as my dad and this other guy he was working with was doing the Captain Morgan stance as they were supposed to be welding on something important, like really important. And he's like, "That is the best replica I've ever seen." And he's just laughing. And so they were welding it, and Bill Clinton told my dad, "That's really cool. You guys do something really cool," and congratulated them. This also being the man who
He
used to work-
probably didn't understand what it was that they were doing, and he was like, "That looks great."
This also being the
Monica.
same man that used to
Oh, oh,
go to the
there you are, Monica.
work at the depot, wore colored contacts. He used to have a set of blue and green. Went to work with 2 different colored eyeballs. Didn't like how it looked. Took them out. Put in a new set, and they were reversed.
I can see you doing this.
I've never had colored contacts. I've had regular contacts,
Like,
but
like
never
father,
colored
like
contacts.
daughter.
I could see you doing this.
I can see her doing this.
I wore colored contacts once.
I believe this.
I used to have a boss at Redacted who on Halloween she would wear white.
Redacted or nondescript?
Nondescript.
Oh, those mesh white contacts where it made it look like your eyes are completely white.
I knew this kid.
Yes. Or and
Okay.
she'd also do ones where it was just the irises that are white and the rest would be black, and she would look at you like,
Oh, you're talking about those full eye. Oh, those.
I knew this
I have
kid.
never been brave enough to do the full covered contacts because I have a feeling I would blink and they'd get stuck up there, and I
knew
couldn't
this,
get them out.
This kid back in high school, again, when I was in foster care in Spray, he would put on the full colored contacts. So it was black, right? So he would do the all black, except for the pupil, right? Because the pupil's already black. So he'd put on black contacts, so it looks like he's just got the black eyes, right? Then he had these special glasses. When you look through them, you see normal. It's perfectly fine. But if you're looking at him, it magnifies the iris of the eye. So it gives you like cartoonish sized irises. So
By the
he
way,
would put in the black.
This is what they were freaking doing.
That's not a dance. That's a
and it was
pose.
a dance. It's Cap Morgan's stance.
Stance. Oh, I thought y'all said dance. So I was like, hey, let's get on this dance.
No, Captain Morgan's stance.
Anyways, so getting back to something that's important here. Sorry, that was rude. I apologize.
No, you're not.
A little bit. So he would put that in and then put the glasses on. It looked so creepy because then he would like do this little like chicken head thing and walk around and he would blink his eyes. It was so creepy and awesome at the same time. Great guy. I miss that guy.
Anyway, back to the
We
fair
got
thing.
dead air. Someone talk.
We were talking about fairs.
You're fair.
So, the most projects I put in during fair was my sophomore year of 4-H and FFA. And I put in 15, 16 projects that year.
Oh darn!
In animals alone, I had 2 breeding ewes, 1 market lamb, a llama, 2 dairy cows, and what was it? 2 chickens and a rabbit?
And a partridge and a pear tree.
Pretty much, yeah. And then all the rest of it was between drawings, crochet stuff, table setting, floral settings, you know, baking. I did all this different stuff. And almost everything went to State Fair.
It's pretty impressive.
Pretty much all of it went to State Fair.
The only comparable thing I have to that is band, and more importantly,
This one time at band camp.
actually, I never did band camp. We didn't do that.
I've
either.
heard so many terrifying stories about band camp.
I mean,
I'd never.
I can tell you about some of the things that happened on tour. I'm not going to tell you about everything because some of it was illegal and some of it we're never talking about. It's sworn to secrecy.
Ian, what happens at band camp
stays at band camp.
No. No.
Usually it doesn't. Or
Unless,
otherwise nobody would know about this one.
unless
part
you,
of the
Follow
thing.
you
unless you
forever.
play a supporting role on American Pie, what happens at band camp stays at band camp.
So no, but let's see here. Which good tour story should I tell? Because there were a few. I got a friend of mine. I'm not going to say his name. A friend of mine has a nickname. His nickname is Spooner. I might have told you this story.
Best believe you did.
That is like the best nickname.
Oh,
It really is.
You'll hear why it's the best nickname.
I.
At the time,
All right, let's do this.
Spooner was in a relationship. Spooner was in a relationship with a woman. And they used to cuddle together and sleep together, and they would
And spoon.
spoon. Thank you, Taylor.
Great job accenting this.
Well, the first night we stayed in a hotel, there were only 2 beds in the room, and there were
You
3
did
of us
tell
in the
me
room.
about this.
Don't spoil it for the kids. Well, me being the significantly largest guy of the group, they were kind of like, you know what? It's going to be the first night, and there are only 3 of us and 2 beds. You can have the bed. You can have the big bed, Ian. We'll sleep on the other bed together. Thanks, guys.
Well, that was nice of them. They give the biggest guy the biggest bed.
Agreed.
Yeah, you see, as a friend, I would not be that nice. I've been like, you get the couch.
I would accept it. But anyways,
I only have love seats.
I know. I'm used to sleeping on couches. Anyways,
You're such a good guy. I appreciate you.
It's hard to find couches that actually fit him, though.
God, isn't it? God, isn't it?
Sorry, I remember
Hold
just
on. Listen. Those
flashback
are
to when we were dating. I remember trying to lay on your grandmother's couch with you, and that was difficult.
He doesn't have. Listen, to get something for him to lie down on, you don't need a couch. You need a pew from
My-
a church.
My dad says he's not getting on because he's listening to the rain and the frogs. He specified he's got not
Understandable.
millions, billions of freaking frogs out there right now because they were all tadpoles, and Macy keeps eating them.
Listen, normally I would be upset about someone opting to not listen to our podcast, but in that particular case, please tell your dad that I would give him a high five if I could.
Do you want to hear the Spooner story finished?
Yes,
I do.
finish
Sorry.
this one if
Go
you
ahead.
want.
So,
Hey, Taylor.
we...
Can you modify that for me?
Probably.
That was a not
It-
a can you, but
it-
a
it
can you.
Probably won't be as good as a Lauren drink, but I can try. Take this with me.
From now on, tell her that she needs to show up.
Anyways, so we fall asleep. We're all watching TV and we fall asleep. I'm about
You tell her.
you know that state where
it's you texting her, not just me, please.
you know that state where you're not quite unconscious, but you're not fully awake.
Yes.
You're just kind of there. Well, I'm laying there and I'm pretty sure it's Captain America: The First Avenger on the TV. All of a sudden, I hear, "What the hell are you doing?" So I jut up, sit up, flip on the light, and Alex, who is the other person in this story, who is not named Spooner, is almost falling off the bed. And looking at Spooner, Spooner is laying on his side, kind of like half like pushing himself up with one arm, with the biggest, dopiest grin I have ever seen on his face. Apparently, in his half-dazed stupor, Spooner had thought he was in bed with his girlfriend and had proceeded to sidle up to Alex, full nut to butt, and slide a hand up his chest.
You did tell me this.
Prompting Alex to think he was getting graped in the middle of the night and freak out.
I laughed just as hard as you the first time.
Well, here's where it gets better. I, never missing a good chance for revenge, took a picture of this, made it into a meme, posted it on iFunny, and sent this meme and picture to everyone in the band whose phone number I had.
You didn't tell me about that part.
Everyone. And I had contacts of over 27 people, and they spread it. By day 2, everyone knew, and everyone was calling him Spooner. So that's why to this day, on every device I have him on, he is marked as his name, parentheses, Spooner.
It's better than what I have. So, my brother has always been my rock. Always, no matter what, through anything. My brother has always been there for me.
God, I
since
wish
the day I
had that.
met him. So I told him that one of the times that I was having a rough time. Apparently, I'm talking to Siri. I told him that. Hold on, I'm reading what you sent her really quick. Sorry. So, my brother, I was going through a rough time. I was talking to my brother about it, and I told him he was my rock. He's like, Yes, I am your Indian sexstone. Or I am the Indian sexstone. And I stopped and I kind of looked at him for a second. It's like, oh my god. I just died laughing. So in my phone, my brother is under Ant. Or no, it's Indian sexstone in parentheses Ant. Which is no better than what me and my brother are on our mom's phone. He is Goldfish. And I am Frog. Because... Oh. So, as kids, growing up, she used to threaten to trade us for goldfish and frogs. My brother, it was always goldfish. I was always a frog. No idea why I was different. But every time I call her...
I think we know why you're different.
I know. Every time I call her, she answers the phone, ribbit, ribbit. Every time I leave a voicemail on her phone, all I say is ribbit, ribbit, and hung up.
Makes sense. I've had some interesting nicknames to the both of you over the years.
I still have the picture of you as an astronaut in my phone for your contact.
With-
I just never
with
changed
what?
it. It's one of the filters. One of the times when we were on FaceTiming Messenger, you look like an astronaut.
Oh. Okay.
And for a while, your ringtone, I don't know if it still is. It might be, honestly. She sent you a message back. I'm going to drop this right on your keys and it's going to mess everything up.
Knock it off.
I think it's still a ringtone for a motorcycle every time you call me. And I think you're the only one with a different ringtone. Honestly, on my phone right now.
Yeah. No, so I have had some choice nicknames for you over the years. Gremlin was one that exists.
I knew about that one.
You've also been Backdoor Bandit,
Yes, I have.
Ginger Snap.
Yep. I've been Kitchen Wench.
I think you still are on one of them.
I think I'm Kitchen Wench on
Messenger.
Yeah, I think it's Facebook.
I can't say what Tony is on Messenger because I don't get this platform.
Tony used to be Tiny Tony on my Snapchat with little fairies on either side of his name.
Now apparently I'm Dingwall.
Yeah, now he's Dingwald.
On my Snapchat, he's Moto.
Yeah, no, he's Dingwald because one of the times that me and Tony were playing with Zach, we were talking about something and Dingwald came up, and so we just dubbed him as Dingwald while we were playing, so I changed his Snapchat name to Dingwald.
So did y'all hear that party chats are being made public June 10th?
Oh, dear.
Tony, we should be scared. Xbox party chats are being made public June 10th. We are in so much trouble.
Hold on, okay.
I can think of a few parties we've...
Hold on. You need to elaborate this. What do you mean Xbox party chats are going to me words? Tony Strong.
I haven't researched this very much, but I'm pretty sure it means that there is like an audio recording and it's available to public for people to listen to.
There already has been.
I'm aware it's recorded, but I wasn't available to the public until June 10th.
2 days.
Me and you and a couple other people I won't name.
My gamer
We are
tag
in
is
so much
capital
trouble.
M, capital R, lowercase x, capital B, capital U, capital S, capital D, capital R, capital I, capital V, capital E, capital R. Mr. X Bus Driver, you are more than welcome to check out my Xbox Live party chats. I hope you have tough skin.
On that note, then,
This is the okay. You missed. Okay, hold on. I'll wait.
my Xbox gamer tag is capital S, lowercase h, lowercase a, lowercase d, lowercase o, lowercase w, lowercase f, lowercase l, lowercase e, lowercase x, 99. If you think his are bad, you aren't ready for mine. And if it makes you cry, good.
Okay, so you missed the night that Tony and Zach came over here. They brought 4 different bottles of liquor over here.
Probably glad I missed it then.
Tony got on the Oculus. Drunk. On Among Us. On Among Us.
Okay, so I'll say this. I wasn't too drunk, okay? I do know. The very first word I said, all right, everyone, chill out. Listen, okay? I am certified to traffic minors.
Yes, and he reiterated that he can traffic minors.
Legally, it's okay. It's okay. Because I
Hold
know
on,
where
let me
they
see if I
live,
can
I
find
know
the
their
video.
parents, I take them against their will to institutions.
That is the most overrated bus driver joke I've ever heard because everyone says it.
Except for the people in
Did
this
I
chat
not
who
say
immediately
that?
said, "Whoa, dude, you might want to be careful what you say on the internet." To which I said, "Really?"
I was on a Xbox party last night with some randos I met in COD. They were not prepared for me. I said some things that they were not prepared for. I learned later, apparently, that two of them were in high school still. They were not prepared for me. They were arguing, and one of them was a girl. I said, whoa, 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 guys, shut up, real quick. There is not near enough sexism and racism in this conversation for it to be a Call of Duty argument. I'm going to need someone to drop a hard R and someone to tell her to go make him a sandwich. After that, they couldn't stop laughing for about an hour.
I don't think I have it anymore.
Taylor,
See?
I added her to my contacts.
Huh. You and LSD. Interesting.
Oh my god, I didn't realize that was the initials. Looks like I do follow in my parents' footsteps.
Very, very interesting.
Hey, you should tell her, your friend. Hey, you.
I'm listening.
Tell her to subscribe to Your Moose Studios and listen to the podcast. Tell her we're talking mad crap about her on the internet. Speaking of which, I should probably monitor the chat. Because I have not been monitoring the chat. What's the chat look like? Oh, you know what? I can
did.
actually...
I'm not entirely sure.
Double check at some point,
That is that. Chat.
So, y'all
YouTube.
know the AI on Snapchat?
Hold on.
Yes.
If Ian's trying to get you bad, there are many words that can help. No, David.
Whoa,
Ian is
David,
not trying to get...
David,
Shut up.
what kind
Shut
of
up.
words, David?
No,
Help me,
no.
David. I need
Both of
professional.
you! No!
We live in a surveillance state where the CIA controls everything, and it killed the president.
First off, you are incorrect. It's not the CIA, it's the NSA. Get it straight. If you're gonna try to get us banned, at least do it accurately, you mook.
So why was there a certain demographic dancing on top of a van when the towers fell?
Ah!
You told me to do it right. I'm doing it right.
I don't have it.
I didn't say right, I said
But I had the
accurately.
whole video,
I did it actually.
and I sent it to Christina. While he was playing Among Us, yelling at small children that he can traffic minors while playing Among Us.
Hold on, I have it. No, wait, I have Zach.
That is such a Tony thing to do. You know, Tony.
I have
Oh,
a video of
no, you have a Zach playing it.
Yeah,
So
and he's worse than me.
it was really bad. It got better though when we found Tony's slingshot. We
Found the wrist rocket, didn't
pelted Zach with Jolly Ranchers
Yeah, I did. I
Over
shot him
and over again while playing
Dude,
the
from
Oculus.
from less than 3 feet away.
That is brutal.
You want to talk about brutal? So I got Zach from less than 3 feet away. There's some space there. I got Taylor from more than 5 feet away. There's some space there. This little Mexican wench from point blank range in the back.
Well done.
I also kept coming up behind him and whacking his knees so he'd fall over. So he would go
It's very
from
true.
like way
Very
up
true.
here.
She did. She punched me in the knees, and I'd go, no, and I'd fall down. And
So-
all the people on the VR would see is my Among Us character go blue. And they're like, what's going on? And I was like, don't worry about it. We got a flat tire trafficking minors.
I'm being attacked.
They're fighting back. The bear's their leader. Sorry, that's probably above your guys' head. It's an open season reference.
I'm aware.
The bear's their leader. That's a good movie. That's
It is.
You want to talk about underrated movies of their time?
There are so many.
Megamind.
Dude, Megamind.
Megamind
Megamind
was really
is probably
underrated.
one of the
Tony.
better overrated movies in the last decade.
Three-way battle.
Three-way.
Metro Man,
Okay.
Omni-Man, and Homelander.
Ooh.
Homelander loses. That's for sure. He's the weakest of the three. So it really comes down to who wins.
Well, okay, so
Omni-Man or
hold
Metro
on now. Homelander loses. The reason why I've never agreed that Homelander loses to Omni-Man is because Homelander has an ability that Omni-Man doesn't.
Doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
The laser eyes doesn't.
Omni-Man has a weakness. It's his eyes. Why do you think the Immortal went for his eyes?
I agree. What I'm saying is that Omni-Man is stronger, faster by a staggering amount
Which
than Homelander could ever dream of being. So even if Homelander did manage to get his lasers off, odds are Omni-Man could get out of the way.
no, he's not necessarily faster because
He is shockingly fast.
Okay.
okay, let's go ahead and ignore the fact that the Immortal, who only has super strength, he doesn't have super speed, was able to stick his thumbs in Omni-Man's eyes.
Are we going to ignore the fact that Omni-Man flew so fast he was able to make air combust?
No, we're not ignoring that fact. What we're saying is that he has the ability to fly that fast, but that doesn't give him necessarily super speed because that is inertia built up over time.
Okay,
Is
so
what that is.
can I ask my question now?
Okay, go ahead. If
What is the more underrated movie between Who Framed Roger Rabbit,
I like
Back of the Barn? Hold on, let me
Hold
finish.
on. Before you finish, I want to head you off and say I like the fact that the subject that you're trying to cut us off on, but I'm also telling you this may not work. Now continue with what you're
Who
saying.
Framed Roger Rabbit, Back at the Barnyard,
That's
and
the one.
Treasure Planet.
Hold on, that's the one with the cows, right?
Yes.
Ooh.
And what?
Treasure Planet.
Treasure Planet.
Ooh. Okay.
It's definitely a fight
I-
between Rabbit and Treasure Planet.
I take it back. This might have worked. Because
I think
Back at the
Roger
Barnyard-
Rabbit's better, but Treasure Planet is definitely not to be
so
discounted.
Roger Rabbit has stood the test of time, so I wouldn't really necessarily call it an underrated movie because, especially Jessica Rabbit, the image thereof has actually made such a cultural impact up until today. And Anthony Hopkins,
Are you looking up Jessica Rabbit?
yes,
I'm
he is.
answering a text.
Oh, okay.
So, no, he is. He's lying to you 100%. He's looking up Jessica Rabbit. He's lying to you. Whoever's listening to this, he's lying. Anyways,
What's this weird? It starts with an H, ends with an I. It's automatically popping up at every time.
so I would
Roger
actually say Treasure
E.
Planet.
Was that what comes after E? You know. I know you know. What comes after E, Taylor?
I don't want to answer that
Look me
question.
in my eyes, Taylor.
What
What
it-
comes
I don't wanna
after E?
answer that question.
What was he saying? Because I missed it. I wasn't paying attention.
What comes after E, Taylor?
F.
No. No.
Can someone fill me in
Getting
on
awfully
what's
red
going
there,
on?
Taylor.
I don't want to answer that question, Ian.
Your search history differs.
Okay. David.
What comes after E, Taylor?
Hey.
What do you know
David-
about my search history?
Wait. What?
Enjoy that thought.
Wait.
I'm very creeped out at the moment.
As you should be. That being said, David has commented, Omni-Man's eyes have appeared to regenerate gouging. There's no way Homelander can utilize that. I disagree because
You never answered my question.
okay, David, I'm getting back to you on that one. Okay, because it's
I
in
think the overall
writing,
consensus
and
is
now I
that
can
the
argue
better
this.
film is Roger Rabbit, but the more underrated one is Treasure Planet.
Treasure Planet is definite. I wouldn't necessarily call Roger Rabbit the better film.
I think
It's just the one that has made the most cultural
I
impact
think it has
as
a
of
better
right
story.
now.
It's an original story, whereas Treasure Planet is still Treasure Island, just in space.
Are you kidding me? Because Treasure Planet was so self-aware, and it was an excellent adaptation.
So is Roger Rabbit.
Interrupting me doesn't make your argument valid.
No, but it makes it right.
It doesn't make it right either.
But it's right.
It just makes you more pompous.
Have you even seen Back to the Barnyard?
Not in a very long time, but I wasn't impressed when I did watch it.
Samuel Jack, or not Samuel Jack,
Elliott.
Thank you.
As I won't
That last word right there, his
down.
adaptation of "I Won't Back Down" from Johnny Cash was so great. It hit, that scene alone hit harder than it ever had any right to hit.
That's up there with the I Need a Hero from Shrek 2. That's just, it hits ungodly.
Oh, right.
Holding out for a hero.
That's just one of those movie soundtracks. It's like,
Or no, that's not it in there. It's Hallelujah.
No,
holding out for a hero in Shrek 2.
no, that's not Shrek 2. That's Shrek 3, isn't it?
No.
No, that
Shrek
that
2.
is
It
two.
is Shrek 2.
That is
It
two.
Shrek 2. I'm wrong.
Sorry, I
I'm
was
wrong.
thinking of one.
I'm wrong. I
The
was
Hallelujah
thinking
scene
3.
is also really good, but I think the holding out for a hero one is better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Giant gingerbread man.
Let's go crash that party.
Yeah.
Wow, I am a fan of Shrek. That was
I told you
that
you
was
were not by
perfect.
Shrek.
No,
I
you
told
big
you were not
stupid
by no
pastry.
Shrek.
Not the- Look at the pretty pony. Pretty pony wants to go play in the castle.
Why did you sound better at that role than Eddie Murphy did? Say that again. Say it again. Say it again.
Hold on, I gotta stop laughing first. Look at the pretty pony. Pretty pony wants to go play in the castle.
David, clip it, please. And clipped.
We're from the Union of all magical creatures. Are you getting dental?
No. Are you feeling
Are you feeling underappreciated?
You know what I hate
at
about
work?
this is that I can't emulate any character from that universe at all.
Try Puss.
You can't do anything from
I can't
DreamWorks?
do Puss.
Yeah, better than the Mexicans.
Fear me. If
That
you
is
dare.
weird that I do a better Antonio Banderas than the actual Mexican that we have on staff.
Do
Only
it.
a quarter Mexican.
Do
It's
it.
about a
This is
Mexican
Right
Taco
now.
Bell.
Do it.
They call me Puss in Boots.
That's not bad. That's truly not bad. I'd give that like a 6 out of 10.
Soy hablamos español.
See, my favorite is when he jumps down. Either the fear me if you dare.
Fear me if you dare.
In boots. Hibble.
I hate Mondays.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
For some reason,
It's
that is
just a
my...
cat. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Ugh! I'll kill that cat.
Do it. Do it now. Do
I'll
it.
kill that bloody cat!
Oh my God, Michael Myers, you have competition for your job. Mike Myers, not Michael Myers.
No,
Although
it's
you would
Mike.
give him a run for his money too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could you imagine
See, did it
Michael
be-
Myers, but
I
it's
hate
Mike
Mondays.
Myers' voice coming out of the mask?
Oh,
I'm gonna kill you! Why are you
Let's
running
do it.
away?
Let's do it.
I'm coming for you!
Hollywood, make it happen.
Oh, that's
think
a nice
one of
little
my-
door you got there.
I
Be
think
a bit
w-
shame if I kicked my way through it.
One of my favorite bits from Shrek 3 has got to be the ugly stepsister. But
Yeah.
think about this though, because it got all the princesses.
That
the
was in
ugly
Shrek 2 and
no,
3.
no.
Shrek 2 and
She was
3.
the bartender in Shrek 2.
Yes, she was a bartender in 1 as well, or 1 wasn't there. Sorry, she was in 2.
2 and 3.
But 3 is what I'm talking about because you've got all the princesses: Rapunzel, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, all of them.
I was about to say, if
Turns
you
out
don't say
Rapunzel's the
Snow White,
ratchet
I'm going to
turncoat.
throw my pen
Yeah,
at you.
Rapunzel's the ratchet turncoat.
I'm gonna bring that word back. I'm gonna start
You-
calling people ratchet. I'm gonna start
But-
calling women ratchet again. Bring that back.
When
Whenever you
When
call
they're-
someone
when they're
ratchet,
doing
I
the whole-
immediately think about the medic from Transformers.
I think of Ratchet from Robots,
R.I.P.
but
No,
the Barracuda.
not R.I.P. Ratchet. R.I.P. Ironhide. That
No.
dude got betrayed.
But
Attaboy. Thank you, sir.
the Barracuda scene.
Damn you to hell, Sentinel.
Snow
Yes,
White
yeah,
is
no,
coming
you're right. You're
coming
right.
in all singing on the ice, and then has all these animals.
Snow White was like... Snow White was, the Beastie Boys intro. Snow White was geared up to be like the best part of that whole scene. But honestly, she was just the opener.
It was
The Queen had some good. The old lady had some good ones as well. Like it was like, oh, Granny got moves.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's kind of like when
breaking
they're
the
all
walls
when
with just
sitting
her
there.
head. I was like, ah.
You know, just
I always
walk
knew
into
women
there
were thick-headed.
and just stand there all nice and quiet. And then crashes her head open. And
It's
does
just
like
slightly concussed.
She does how many? She does more than
She
one.
does like 3 in a
It's
row.
like I think it's 3, and then she's just singing with this her head. You see the actual redness
I know,
on her
it's
head,
so great.
and she's just humming. And Fiona's like, "Why don't you go lay down for a minute?"
That's a good idea.
No, she didn't say anything. She just continues to sing and walk away.
Shrek versus Snow White, go. Well,
Shrek.
okay, so I got to give it to Shrek.
She's gonna get Shreked.
Listen, Snow White's got the ability to communicate to animals and
No,
whatnot,
she
but
can't communicate them, but she can get
she
along
can
with them.
communicate. She can control them with her voice. That is, by definition,
That's true.
communication.
That's true.
Now, she can communicate with animals, but I got to give it to Shrek because, honestly, super strength, plus he does have somewhat of a bloodthirsty ability. He could just simply eat the birds that she's throwing at him.
But,
Now,
like,
that
the-
He
being
can't go on
said-
record
The
to inflate
trees is what
frauds.
amazes me because they're all like, "Oh, this is all nice and stuff," and then as soon as it starts,
Yeah, that being said, I do think that Shrek can be overwhelmed. So I would say
he got very overwhelmed with those 3 kids.
how many woodland animals
Do the
does
roar.
Snow White
The roar
have?
is an AoE.
Do the roar.
I think the roar, however, is an AoE attack that does inspire fear into the animal. So I think
Do
if
the
you did
roar.
a couple good roars, you could probably negate much of her control.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Because there's definitely
How
an
many
intimidation factor in there.
many woodland creatures does Snow White have at her disposal?
And what
'Cause
kind are they? Because I don't think
There's like deer. There's different birds.
you never
there's
see
rabbits.
predatory animals for her though. You only see
She had a
herbivores.
bear there, didn't she?
I don't
no,
think
she
she did.
didn't.
No.
So if the biggest thing Shrek
But I
has
mean,
to
have
contend
you
with-
cage
ever
is
listen?
too
Have you ever been
small.
kicked by a deer though?
That hurts.
No.
It hurts.
Okay,
They have
so-
amazing power.
I'm fairly as because this is a creature who bounds for travel. They don't walk. They bound. They jump. They could easily run. They got 4 legs. They could run really good. Instead, they decide that, hey, you know what? I'm going to show off and I'm going to jump everywhere I need to go because screw physics and gravity.
And my insurance bill apparently after they jump into the road.
Yeah, there
I
you go.
about hit
in
an
front.
elk one of the
Listen,
times
didn't
that I
say
went down
that they
to
were
Burns.
smart,
So
but you don't have to
I-
be smart to kick something.
So my favorite time to drive down there is
All right, Shrek takes out Snow White 100%.
Yeah.
Boom.
okay. So I'll get back to the Shrek thing in a second. But my favorite time to drive down to Burns is leaving roughly about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
because by then patrols are done. You know, the patrols are usually at 2 o'clock and 11 o'clock on usually
Mm.
Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I usually go Fridays. So when I had Colt, we were driving over and there was a beautiful thunderstorm going up. So driving through Battle Mountain, it was just coming out and
Why
doing
were
all
you
the
driving
curves.
through Battle Mountain?
I was going to Burns.
Okay.
And I had the radio on, the windows down, and this freaking cow walked into the road. There's 2 of them. They walked into the road. The one had the smart enough decision to go to the other side. The other one stopped, stood there, and I about hit it before it decided to book it back to the other side. I scared the crap out of my dog. My dog hit the dashboard because I was going to hit the stupid elk.
Fair enough. Love
So-
what you did.
But the Shrek thing, because she sticks her leg out, the stepsister sticks her leg out, and all you see is this beautiful leg, and the
Yeah, and then it's
the
her.
thing.
Yeah.
and then how you doing, and she punches him.
Going back to the versus track for a minute, Tony. I have more evidence on one we talked about a little while ago that we reached a stalemate on but never concluded. Here's why Juggernaut can beat Doomsday.
Oh my god!
I hadn't done enough research yet. Allow me to tell you of Tryon Juggernaut. When he pretty much gives fully into Sidorak and becomes tall as a skyscraper and pretty much limitless power. I think he has what it takes at that point to make Doomsday gone for good, period, down to the last atom. Because he's pretty much a god at that point.
No, because this is such a nerd movie, and I haven't seen anything about it in a while. Never After.
That movie.
There's 2 of them. There's 2 Never Afters.
Ooh. Okay, which one are you talking about? The computer animated or the cartoon animated? Nope. You and I are talking about 2 different things. I'm
Yes.
thinking of Happily Never After,
Mm-hmm.
which was a classically animated cartoon movie, which was far superior than Never After.
Oh, I am thinking of Happily Never After.
The cartoon, the drawn out one, right?
No.
Okay, then we are not thinking about the same one.
So Never.
And I think that you're talking about Never After. I'm talking about Happily Never After.
So
Hold on one second. I gotta find this out now.
hold on. Let me pull it up so you know what I'm.
Okay. Also,
Talking about.
let me say this. So first off, Hermione Granger would still kill Juggernaut. Also, Omni-Man hasn't shown any actual weakness in the show. He powered through basically the equivalent of the 7. No, he did not power through basically. The reason why he had to do the sneak attack. Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. Anyways, also the movie that I'm talking about, far superior to that. The reason why Omni-Man had to sneak attack the 7 was because he couldn't take them on by himself because he has weaknesses. And if you don't remember, even with the sneak attack, taking them on, yes, he did win, but he got worked over and almost died. So had he taken them on head to head, he would not have been able to beat them.
He
This
kind
is the
of
reason.
did take him on head to head though.
Oh.
because
No,
the
he
sneak
didn't.
Attack really didn't
No, he
work.
didn't.
I was gonna say something to you when you were
He
talking
did
about.
not. He
Who
caught
Framed
6
Roger
of the
Rabbit.
7 off guard,
If you actually look at how the fight plays out, he misses.
of which I did.
He misses one
Why did he miss?
because Crimson, the
So he
Scarlet, whatever, the Ruski pushed the guy out of the way. And
The
from that
speedster.
point on, they all know what's up, and it's a head-on square-up fight.
right, but he still
The surprise attack failed though. He lost the initiative, but he still pulled it off.
because he surprised attacked 6 of the 7. My statement still stands.
He killed all 7.
We're still good. I've been watching the time actually. Hold on one second. I'll figure it out.
You know,
I literally just saw it too, and I just can't. 126.
all 7 are dead. Immortal is back, yes, but he killed all 7 in a head-up fight.
No. So okay, but he couldn't have it if it was a head-on fight.
It was a head-on fight.
No, it wasn't. They were discombobulated. They didn't understand. He had to sneak attack them, and he had to catch them off guard. They were still somewhat disoriented because of the fact of, I don't understand why Omni-Man is fighting us.
That
First-
really goes away pretty quickly, though.
It really doesn't, because he has to take out their speedster first.
After the Speedster, they pretty much kick into gear, and the Speedster was going full force on him.
Now, and I'm still saying that the reason why he planned it that way is because he himself knows that he has a weakness.
I would
The
like
statement
to know.
of this.
I wish they would have
Yes,
shown
he
it
missed
what
the
his actual
sneak
face
attack,
was in Who Framed
but
Roger Rabbit.
you guys are
who
missing the
Doom
point.
Actually was.
And it wasn't a fair fight at that point.
Who Doom actually was. Judge Doom.
Judge Doom.
I wish they actually showed which cartoon character he was.
Oh, from Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
You said Doom, and I was thinking like Doctor Doom. And I was
No,
like,
I'm
what does
talking about-
Doctor Doom
No,
have to do
so
with this?
Omni-Man, listen, even though his sneak attack was somewhat foiled,
It was
because
completely foiled.
it wasn't completely foiled. It was somewhat foiled. It doesn't negate the fact that the rest of the 7
The
could
Guardians
not.
of the Globe, they're not the 7.
He's calling the 7 in the chat. The rest of the 7, the Guardians of the Globe, fine. The rest of the Guardians of the Globe, it doesn't negate the fact that the rest of them, the other 5 that are left, don't understand what's going on. The only one who has caught up to it is the Crimson Streak, and that's because he's lives in a world that is a lot faster and a lot slow, and he perceives everything a lot slower than anything else. So he
was
can
still the first guy to
understand.
die.
He can understand what's going on. Now, Omni-Man still almost died. You guys are missing the point of the fact that he still almost died.
Who
The
was Walt?
argument, which I'm reading,
Hey,
the argument is that
Tony.
he has recovered from any equivalent fight. The point is that he doesn't have an equivalent. He didn't almost recover because of that. He got lucky.
He beat Immortal into the ground. Twice.
I'm curious.
And he got injured by the Immortal twice. He has a weakness. Homelander can exploit that
but
with
not
his laser.
to the extent
Yes,
that
he
he
does.
could take out Omni-Man.
Okay, hold on.
You guys are trying to justify the Immortal sticking his thumbs in Omni-Man's eyes to actual laser beams coming out of someone else's eyes. Homelander, would cook Omni-Man's retinas. He's blind at that point.
Okay,
If he can get him.
I want to
He-
know if you guys know.
He can.
I don't think he's fast enough.
The Immortal is slower than Homelander, and the Immortal stuck his thumbs in Omni-Man's eyes.
He was also grappling with Omni-Man.
The Immortal is slower than Homelander. It doesn't matter if he's grappling with him. He still moves
yeah, and
faster.
Homelander almost got taken out by Butcher.
What
with
you mean when
Temp
Butcher was super powered?
When
That
Butcher
doesn't
was on
count.
Temp V. Homelander came this close to losing.
Butcher on V does not count. Butcher on V is on par with Homelander.
Okay, so I have a serious question for the
He
both.
has the exact same powers.
I have a question for the both
Sure.
of you. I want to see if you guys know. What was Walt Disney's first ever character?
Mouse.
The rabbit.
No.
Oswald.
Yes.
Okay, I wouldn't know.
So, have you either one of you seen Saving Mr. Banks?
Yes.
Negative.
Okay. So, Saving Mr. Banks. So, Mary Poppins
I
was
hate that woman.
not originally
I hate that
Disney's.
woman. She is a horrible person in real life. Travers?
Yeah.
Horrible woman.
I was gonna say elaborate. There's been two.
So, no. Trevor's wrote Mary Poppins based off of her aunt. There were supposed to be more Mary Poppins movies. Or no, they wanted to do more. She said no. She gave the rights to this one film. So that's what Saving Mr. Banks is all about. It's the story,
The hellscape of trying to get that movie made.
yeah, the health of all the stuff that happened for Walt to get the rights to make Mary Poppins. She had like all these conditions. It was not to be a musical. It was not to be anything. She was mad they gave Mr. Banks a mustache.
She tried to get Dick Van Dyke fired.
Yes, she did not want Dick Van Dyke in that movie at all. She had all the everything that they're doing, all the screenplay, everything while they were talking about it, recorded. And did this big thing about Dick Van Dyke on this recording.
is continuing on the Omni-Man
I don't
track.
care, but because I don't have anything to do with that, don't know nothing about it. But
Have you never seen Invincible?
she went.
What do you expect from her?
She did all of
Face?
this crap about making this movie. Like, think one of the first. Ian knows what I'm talking about. The first day there,
She threw the entire script out the window.
she did.
Like, she just walked up and said, oh, hey, this.
Reading. She made them go through and read everything, and she wanted none of it. She would scratch and stuff out left and right. And that was another thing. She wanted no animation at all whatsoever. She did not
actually-
want her to turn into one of the cartoons.
She didn't understand that the whole, it wasn't going to be fully animated. She saw an animated part, and she almost completely yoinked it.
Yes, she did.
Reading it.
So they were talking about the scene with Mary Poppins and Dick Van Dyke and the penguins. And she was like, how are you going to get the penguins to do all this? She was very interested, how are you getting all these penguins to do it? And there was two guys, if I remember it, I think they were brothers.
Yeah, they were
The one with the cane and the other guy. But
I don't know if that's accurate to what they were in real life.
See,
but
I'm
in
not
the movie,
sure.
They are.
But he made the same thing. Well, they're animated. She marched into Walt's office, walked right past the receptionist. She's like, I'll tell him you're here. Nope, I'm walking in. Walt Disney used to smoke. He did not like people seeing that he smoked. So he usually did it in his office, away from people, out of everything. And so that's what he was doing in there, and snuffed it out, obviously. And he said something about it in the movie. And she ripped him a new one for those penguins. Ripped him a whole new one. And it was, I think one of my favorite scenes is when she first gets there in the
Smells like
hotel.
chlorine and sweat.
I think one of my favorite things is when she gets into the hotel room.
And she
Disney
sees all the
paraphernalia everywhere.
She just stuffs it all in
She
a
starts
closet.
throwing it in closets.
Pretty sure she throws like half
The first
produce
thing,
out
no, it's just the pears.
Oh yeah, she hates pears, right?
It's not. It's just the pears because it explains why she threw out the pears. Because her dad gave her tuppence, or no, the aunt gave her tuppence. Her dad was sick because he used to drink and it got him sick. It got him really, really sick.
Because he was an alcoholic.
Yes. And she told him, I want to get you something. And he said pears. She went to go get pears, and when she came back, he died.
I just really don't like her as a person. Like after reading about some of the things
felt
she
like
did in real life.
I haven't read anything what she's done in real life, but the movie itself makes me feel like she's a very misunderstood woman.
The movie takes liberties to make you think.
This is true.
The real P.L. Travers, I do not like her as a person. Yes, she might have had some tragic things happen during her childhood, but that didn't excuse several of the things she did as an adult.
What did she do?
Well, the biggest one that sticks out to me is she sought to adopt a child, found twins, and specifically only adopted one, and separated them. And that to me is just an unforgivable kind of thing.
She
did a bunch of other stuff too that was lesser, but to me that's like
I'm gonna have to look her up now and read a bunch about her now.
I don't like her as a person. I don't understand why people seem to think she's some.
So, but it
heroic
took like
not a
some
person.
20 years for her to even get to L.A. to go and talk to him about it. Tom Hanks did an amazing job as Walt Disney in that movie. I will say that right now. He did an amazing job.
Oh yeah. I will say, I don't think I've ever really seen a bad Tom Hanks performance.
No.
People ragged on him in Elvis, and I thought he did a good performance in that. The accent was a little off, his Dutch accent, little hokey at times. I'll give you that.
I've
But
seen
it's
bits
still
and pieces of Elvis, and the other movie that I haven't fully watched of his that I've seen bits and pieces of was A Man Named Otto.
Watched that one. It was all right. I didn't like certain parts of it, but none of it was because of him.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of actors now that are retiring that it makes me like my childhood.
Speaking of old actors coming back, hey Tony, a certain trailer came out the other day. Did you see it?
No. What trailer?
Expendables 4
Yes, they're making
with
like
50 Cent.
they are making another Expendables.
I am so stupidly excited. And Tony,
I cried when
Tony, look at me. Look in my eyes, Tony. Look at me.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Look in my eyes.
Oh, my Lanta.
Tony.
Oh, it's the Fast X all over again.
Look at me. You're going with me to see it.
No.
You don't have an option.
No.
Yes.
But I think the one that I cried a lot
Wow, I
of
just went full Homelander there.
You did.
Look at me.
You did. You really did. I think one of the big ones for me.
And with that, you'd be able to take out Omni-Man.
I think one of the big ones for me that's retiring is Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in how they're going to finish the Sonic series without him, because they did the whole sequel bait for Shadow.
Sonic series without who?
Carrey.
Carrey's retiring.
Well, yeah, but they said that he died at the end of Sonic 2.
Yeah, but they never showed.
There's
the
no
body.
way that he would have survived that. That's them saying that he will not be in the third movie.
But we didn't see.
I mean,
the
because
body.
That
Carrie
doesn't
did
matter.
I
They're
know.
not writing
Carrie
him
gave
in
us
the
so
third
much. He
movie.
did the stand-up comedy stuff first, and then the mask.
He is excellent at his craft. As a person, I don't like him, but he is excellent at his
He
craft.
actually had to do what was it? There was a certain kind of training he had to do for the Grinch because he
It
couldn't.
was CIA counter
Yeah.
training. They had a guy come in, walk him through it.
Because he could not.
Sit through all the makeup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
it was like, what did he say? It was like 12
Jim
hours.
Carrey is actually trained in counter.
I do not submit,
torture tactics.
David.
But Ace Ventura. I remember the first time watching Ace Ventura.
Omni-Man doesn't win,
And
David.
for the
Yes, he does.
longest
No,
time,
he doesn't. I posted my comments.
every time something could
Homelander
fit,
wins.
I would do the glove thing.
Like a glove.
Like a glove.
Homelander would melt Omni-Man's eyes.
But the
Yes.
only animal he was afraid of.
If his eyes can be injured by
bat.
thumbs, then laser
Him
beams
running
would
through
hurt
the
him.
jungle with this albino bat screaming. One of the first scenes, the first scene, and I think it's the first.
Dude, I have a 4-day weekend.
It's
I
in
am
the
totally
first
getting
movie.
down on you. Getting down. Yes, we're gaming.
You have a longer
You're
than a
getting
4-day
down on
weekend.
him?
Let's
Are
change.
you?
The,
Wow.
let's change the subject.
Guess we
now,
know what,
please.
You just inherited another trait from parents doing anything.
Guess we know what
we're
Tony's secret
done.
kink is.
Oh,
But
hippie.
the first movie, him playing the delivery.
Please clip Ian saying that.
the
I need that across the internet now.
the delivery man, the fragile box, kicking it, standing intentionally in the elevator, watching it smash by doors like 3
Yeah.
times before he's like, oh.
Mm-hmm. I like him in Dumb and Dumber.
His 20-year prank.
Mm-hmm. Funny. I didn't like the second one as much. I liked the first one a lot.
I didn't care for Dumb and Dumber 2. But
Okay, so Omni-Man can.
he's carrying his on his own conversation with David over there. apparently.
Omni-Man can deafen
But
Homelander. Homelander
how
still
he figured
blinds
out-
Omni-Man. That doesn't make any sense, dude.
In the first one, the detective being the guy. His
We're gonna
boss.
continue this conversation on your stream, David.
That glass isn't actually soundproof, so he's just sitting there going, ha, ha, and just over and over again, as everybody's just like, why?
I thought the shark scene was funny. I'm so terrified of sharks. That is actual nightmare fuel for me, because that's one of the only things I'm actually scared of.
The
is
wad of
sharks.
gum.
Just punch him in the nose.
So much.
Haven't you seen the movies?
Shut
That's
up.
all you got to do
Shut
to
up, Tony.
survive a shark
Shut
attack.
up, Tony.
You just punch
Shut
him in
up,
the
I'm
nose.
gonna
Tony.
close the laptop in a second.
Shut up, Tony.
Oh, that got his attention.
I'm not talking about Omni-Man. I'm telling him to survive a shark attack, all you have to do is punch them in the nose.
Shut up, Tony.
But either way, back to what we were talking about.
A shark can take out Omni-Man.
I will hurt you.
But
Look me in my eyes. I will hurt you.
him checking himself into the psych ward. The whole scene he played about checking into the psych ward.
Who checked who into a psych ward?
See how
Your
much
parents should've.
see apparently how much he listens. We're talking about Ace Ventura. Jim Carrey, Ace Ventura.
Okay.
We're talking about the 1st
I'm
one.
sorry that
with
I
the
was
missing
doing
dolphin.
our job and talking with our audience.
Well, you're the
That-
one who can see the audience, so it's not like it's much of a choice.
You
Move your chair. There's more than enough room over here. I'm not that big. Don't give me that look.
If Tony was
Don't
a little
give me that
hold
look.
on,
For
hold
the
on.
I'm
audience
wait,
to-
contained
wait,
in a
Ian,
good in a
Ian,
small
Ian,
chair.
If he was a little bit bigger, we could put him on my 600-pound life and make so much money off of him.
Okay, that's rude because I'm not that big.
Brendan Fraser did a real good job playing you in that movie, The Whale, and getting that Oscar.
No, Brendan
I
Fraser
can't
did a
listen.
really good job
First
about
off,
playing Tony.
You got me at an impasse on this one because I can't dog on Brendan Fraser. I can't.
You're mad because of how good that insult was.
That was actually really good. Yes, it was.
I don't mean it at all.
I can't-
You are not that big.
I
at
can't
all.
argue any of this.
You
and
have
it-
noticeably lost weight. You look great.
Actually, I do appreciate that, but I've actually, unfortunately, put back on pounds. I'm back up to 320.
I watched 1,000-Pound Sisters the other day.
But I am going to get the family membership.
You know what I'm talking about. Because
I don't, but it sounds
so
horrifying.
1,000.
I'm gonna get the family membership,
Good.
and we're gonna lose. There you go. We're gonna lose all the weight.
So,
Yes.
but
Yes, and you're on it.
1,000
Yes.
1,000
There you
pounds. 1,000-Pound Sisters follows these two sisters.
Are they both 500 pounds, or is one of them?
No. So at the start of it,
One's
it's Amy
one
and
has
Timmy.
an eating disorder, and the other one's bulimic.
No, they're both have an eating disorder. They're both addicted to food. But
How are you addicted to food? How does one get addicted to food?
watch it and find out.
No. Define addiction right now.
You can't stop. That is
Okay,
all you
so
think
tell
about.
me something, Taylor. When you stop eating, what happens?
There's a difference between stopping
You
eating
starve
and
to death.
and
You starve to
controlling.
death. Eating addiction is not a thing because you need it to survive. Addiction defines dependency.
Look down.
Everyone has a food addiction because you need it to survive.
No, not everybody has a food addiction.
Not everyone has a. Are you trying to tell me that you don't eat food, Ian?
How often do I eat?
I've cooked her food. I know she eats food.
She eats food, so she has a food addiction.
How
she has
often-
a dependency on food, right?
Hold on.
You need
How
food,
often
right?
do I eat, Tony?
You need food,
How often
right?
do I eat?
You
don't
need
know.
food,
How
right?
often do I eat?
Answer the question,
you know
Taylor.
this.
Answer the question, Taylor.
Yes.
Do you,
You
need food?
But
Therefore,
there is
you
a
have a
difference
dependency
between
on
eating
food.
the
What's a dependency? Is it an addiction?
I'm sorry,
There's a
everybody.
difference between eating
These
the
two are
right
spurting
food
out.
and the wrong food.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, there is.
No. Then you don't have a food addiction.
How often do I eat, Tony?
That is not the question.
How often do I eat? Answer that question.
Do you eat? Are you dependent on
How
food,
often
Taylor?
do I eat, Tony?
Are you dependent
I eat
on food?
one
yes
meal
or
a
no?
day.
Are you dependent on food? Yes or no?
Taylor,
Yes.
I'm going to mediate this. No matter how frequent the thing is, you do it.
Yes, it is a
and you've never
necessity.
stopped. Henceforth, it could be described as an addiction. However,
He says you
Addictions
haven't been
are
able to
normally
argue
harmful.
anything all night. I know, because they keep cutting me off.
addictions are normally considered harmful, and healthy eating is not harmful. However, eating to excess can be. Shut! I'm not finished. Eating to excess can be considered an addiction, but eating in and of itself is a necessity the same way breathing and drinking water is. I'm not finished. It could be argued that while eating normally is not an addiction, eating to excess, like these two beached whales that she's talking about are, could be considered, especially if it's certain types of food like sweets. You can be addicted to sugar. You can be addicted to caffeine.
Amy does not drink water. She drinks a case and a half of soda a day.
That
Proving his point.
that is an addiction.
It is not a food addiction. It is a sugar addiction.
However, there are. I'm not
There is
saying,
other
am
foods
not
that
s-
you can overeat on.
I'm not finished. I am not saying that it is a food addiction. Like that, she's not addicted to the food. I'm saying she's addicted to the act of eating, to the act of gorging herself. That is what I'm saying. So it can be an addiction, but not in the sense he is pushing it.
David is arguing the fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity. Yes, but as more in-depth defined, an addiction requires there to be a dependency of the substance thereof. So to say that someone has a food addiction, you're not talking into your microphone.
David just said it. Abusing something
To
or
a-
an activity.
To a particular substance, thing, or activity.
Yes.
No, it's not to a. It's a addicted to a particular. So, particular is the word there. What you said is a food addiction. A food addiction, therefore, implies a dependency thereof. When you have a
We're
dependency,
talking about the activity.
when you're talking about a dependency thereof, okay, you're saying that you absolutely need it in order
I'm
to
gonna make
function.
you watch the show the next time I come to your house.
I don't care if you make me watch the show. I'm the child of 2 meth heads. I know what addiction is.
Yes.
Now
What
that
I'm
being
talking about is
said,
the activity of eating. Anyway, shut up. I'm done talking to you.
food addiction doesn't exist.
But what
Jedi
I'm saying about
skills.
this of the 1,000-pound sisters, one weighs over 600 pounds, the other weighs 400 pounds. In total, they weigh up to 1,000 pounds together.
God, they should chop them up and send them to Africa.
So, in the goal of it, they go to see a doctor because they decided to help me.
And does he just euthanize them?
One for the reason she wants to become a mother. She wants to be able to have kids.
Oh my God.
And
Why?
being obese, morbidly obese, it is harder to conceive.
Yeah, I gotta find where.
So he gives them each a goal. And the one managed to make her goal, gets her surgery. The other goes the complete opposite way. She ends up at just over 700 pounds.
At that point,
She managed to lose some weight. She managed to get down to her goal before COVID, and then COVID hits her, and she's back up to 700 pounds.
Disgusting.
So she actually checks herself into a rehab facility to help, and they give them a registered diet. Talks to a dietitian, portion control, things you shouldn't and should be able to eat.
That is so pathetic. That you would let yourself get that far where you need to go to rehab for eating. It
The
is
oldest
pathetic.
one is 34.
That is pathetic. Like, I genuinely look down on them as human
David
beings.
posted the definition of addiction in the comments. Addicted, physically or mentally dependent on a particular substance and unable to stop taking without incurring adverse effects.
It can be substance or action, though. And so
Yes.
my argument is that they are not addicted to the food itself.
No,
They're
it's not the food
addicted to
itself.
the
It's-
activity of it.
100% the
It's-
argument that I was trying
Um,
to make.
A lot of the time,
Yes,
it's
but I
the
made it
portion
calmer
control.
and more.
I would have made it calmer had I not continuously been interrupted through every point that I was trying to make.
We're all talking about the same thing. We're all right. Let's move on.
Made a league of their own.
Good movie. I like that movie.
It's not bad. I have nothing bad to say about it.
I watched it a lot when I was a kid with my mom, so I enjoy it.
It's one of the ones I watched with
special.
my dad.
It has a special place in my heart. I especially love the scene where Tom Hanks just pelts the kid with the glove.
I've never
Stu-
I don't have any special memory tied
Stuart
to
Angel.
the movie, but I do remember watching it,
Mhm.
and I thought it was a good movie because it was one of the
Or
one of the
Stewell.
actual
It's Stewell, I know.
it was one of the actual few movies that I remember watching as a kid that genuinely pushed towards equality amongst the genders against the amongst the sexes of it, if you will.
Mhm.
It was one of the
Madonna
very
did
few
really good
movies
in that
did
movie. Yeah, Madonna did amazing in that movie. But so was the actor that played Dottie Henson.
I don't remember her name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, she played in Beetlejuice too. I'm so excited. They're making a second one. Winona Ryder's coming back.
I'm not
Michael
excited for
Keaton's
this.
coming back. Johnny
This is
Depp
dumb. It
is going to
shouldn't
be in
exist.
it, and so is Jenna Ortega.
Absolutely 100%
I'm excited
the
to
most
see-
idiotic thing that they're making.
I'm excited to see where they take it.
I would
From
rather
what
watch
my
Flashpoint
understanding
than this
is-
movie.
Is Jenna Ortega is supposed to be Lydia Dietz's daughter. I'm not quite sure how Johnny Depp ties into it. Michael Keaton, I'm assuming, is going to come back as the same character he was, which is Beetlejuice himself. So I'm interested to see where Tim Burton takes it. But at the same time, it's also a very good standalone movie.
Mm-hmm. You know, I didn't really care about the first one, so this one holds no bearing to me.
I'm excited to see where they take it.
I am scared about a movie that's coming out.
Which movie?
It's a movie that series is very near and dear to my heart. Probably, it's up there with like another one for like the most near and dear to my heart. Indiana Jones.
Yes.
You know how important that movie is to me. That series is to me. That's like what I base like. That is like a growth impact movie for me. You know how much those movies, especially the first
Yeah.
two, mean to me. And I am so scared of what they're gonna do with this film. I am. terrified.
Obviously, Harrison Ford's gonna play Indy.
Yes, but I am so terrified how they're going to treat him, what they're going to do at the end. I am
What are they
so
gonna
scared.
do is the thing. I mean, yes, there's a whole bunch of different articultural things that they could do.
They
But at
need
the
to
same time,
end
at
it.
the end, as much as Tony likes to pretend this movie doesn't exist, it does. At the end of Crystal Skull, he's got a wife now.
It's got
He's
a
got the
perfect ending.
kid.
From what I've heard, apparently from what I've read, apparently Marion has died, and Mutt's off doing his own thing, and so he's just kind of living alone now, and that's his whole thing. I'm really scared they're gonna make Phoebe Waller-Bridge replace him, then they're gonna put out a bunch of movies. Like
They absolutely are. That's 100% going to happen.
I really don't.
I've heard about it. I'm not sure how
They're
I feel.
passing the hat to Phoebe Waller-Bridge,
I'm not sure how
I'm
I.
gonna go see it. I'm
and
not gonna make you
Kingpin
come
is
with me.
dead.
I'm not gonna.
I'll go watch it. I'll go watch it with you.
Stop. I know because if they do that, I will get up and go out and leave, and I don't want to make you have to come with me.
But like I said, they ended it right. Honestly, in my opinion, right now, they should have just left it.
They should have left it at Last Crusade. In all honesty,
Yes.
Crystal Skull was I think that didn't need to happen.
Well, at the same point, though, if they would have ended it the Last Crusade, she wouldn't have come back. He wouldn't have found out that he had a kid at all.
Didn't need to. Last Crusade was the perfect ending. He rode off into the sunset, finally having accomplished all of his goals, reuniting with his father, earning his father's respect, and setting the world right. Eliminating
sister.
the last great evil and riding off into the sunset. Literally riding off into the sunset
Yeah.
with his friends and his father. who
Yeah,
was
the
reunited.
sister.
He didn't need a wife. He didn't need a son. Indiana Jones.
I didn't think they needed to make a third mummy.
No.
They did not need to make a third mummy.
I will send you a video later. It is a video that explains, because you see all three Indiana Jones films, they seem almost like anthological.
Yes.
There is actually a character arc being told between the three of them. I've talked about this in the podcast before. You guys didn't care enough to let me finish. If you watch in order of the beginning of Last Crusade where he's a kid, then you watch all of Temple of Doom, all of Raiders, and then the rest of Last Crusade.
But
you watch it.
I'm talking about the mummy. They didn't need to
Oh,
make it.
I thought you were still
No.
talking about Indiana Jones.
No, I'm talking about the mummy. I
Oh.
think they should have just
I'm
left
sorry.
it.
I was like,
No.
I thought you meant like they didn't need to make Last Crusade.
No. I was talking about the
I was
mummy.
like, woman,
No,
I will
the
die on
mummy.
this hill, and I will take this world with me.
No, I was talking about
No,
the
no,
mummy.
Yeah, they could have stopped at Mummy Returns.
I think they should have just stopped at the Mummy Returns.
Agreed. No, 100%.
The last one, it almost had
Tomb of the Dragon Warrior was not a great movie.
it had almost no connections. The only thing connecting them was
Characters.
the characters themselves, and even then, they replaced the wife.
I know.
You
that
know
bugged me so much.
that I hated that. I mean, the person who replaced him, she's a
good actress.
She's a good
but it's not-
actor.
It's not her role.
No, it's not.
That. Okay. Yeah. No. I was about to give you
No.
like a 4-hour
No.
lecture.
I
on
was.
Indiana
That's
Jones.
why I stopped you and said I was talking about
Oh.
the mummy before you ripped my head off.
Well, I wasn't about to rip your head off. I was about to do the
You would have.
I was about to crystal skull your brain.
You would have. You would have ended up biting my head off. But no, I didn't think. I don't think they needed to do a third one.
Holy crap! You almost did a thing.
The first one. They get together. They find the mummy. All of it.
Second one, they finish him off.
I'm having an amazing conversation in the comments.
He's talking to David.
I am. That's great.
Not surprising.
And then second one, it explains more. Explains.
Wait,
it
what are we
explains
talking
more
about?
about the
Mummy.
past. The mummy.
Oh, it's so great movie.
We were talking about how they didn't need to make a third one.
They really didn't.
No.
Okay, so
we're
listen.
all in agreement that Mummy Returns should have been the last.
Yeah.
And the Crystal Skull should never have existed either.
Agreed as well.
That being said, they should have ended it with just the Mummy Returns because honestly, they that's one of the first examples that I had as a like aspiring filmmaker and child. Started realizing, hey, y'all are just milking this. You know, they should have just ended it. It was a great movie. We didn't need anything else. Especially anything from Japan. I mean, honestly, Jet
China.
Li. Listen, thank you. China. China.
No, there is a significant historical difference there on what they're fighting.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, also, like, the only reason why they did it was because Brendan Fraser had star power and Jet Li had star power at the time. And they're like, hey, how much money can we make on this? And I'll be honest, I bought into it.
Well,
I did. I
In
helped them
theory,
make
it
that
sounds
money.
great.
I think
I helped them make
honestly,
that money, but then I watched the movie and I was like, they played a lot of all of the same tropes from the first movie with slightly different twists, but all the same tropes from the first movie. And honestly, I spent more time yelling at the child than I did actually enjoying the movie. I was like, why are you dumb?
I will say the one thing I do like in the really the only thing I like about Tomb of the Dragon Emperor is the son and dad comparing guns and stuff. And I'm like, oh,
with all the Yetis.
oh yeah, no. But I love how he's. I just love the back and forth because I'm looking at each of them and I can see points for each of them. And I was like, I'm not gonna lie, for a lot of the son's guns, I kind of like him better, which is heresy because O'Connell's all classic American, but I'm like. Thompson or a PPSH. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The Papa Shah does things. It does things really well.
Honestly,
David says children do be dumb.
what they should have done is because like the second one, it explains more about the history about Anoxima Moon, Nefertiti, all of it. And it shows the Scorpion King. It explains that, and that's what spun off the Scorpion King, because Scorpion came out the year after The Mummy Returns.
I'm okay
Also,
with
That's where they should have left
spin-off
it.
movie. Also a good spin-off movie. The
They-
first one.
I
Yes.
agree that they should have done the two mummies and the Scorpion King, and that could have been it.
The
And I
first,
coulda let it
the
rest.
first Scorpion King,
Yeah, no.
because they did a whole bunch of other Scorpion Kings, and it just
No, the first
And
one.
they were B-rated at best.
yeah.
No, just do the one with Dwayne Johnson, and we're good.
But that's what I liked about it.
What I hated about the Scorpion King Returns is the CGI half scorpion, half man, Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Oh, it's
That
so
was-
bad.
That's the Mummy Returns.
Oh,
not
it's
That's what I said.
so-
That's
no,
what
you
I-
said,
Scorpion
you
King
said
Returns.
Scorpion King Returns.
You did. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I thought I said the Mummy Returns.
It's
Because there is
so
no movie called
bad.
the Scorpion King
It
Returns.
is pretty bad to see.
But that was so bad. And it was like, you spent all that money. You spent millions of dollars to get Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
You want to talk about CGI? Critters.
Oh no, guys, I got.
Okay, but no. So like Critters, okay, CGI and Critters.
The
You
whole
you
coming
somewhat
into the face.
I know, but you somewhat expect that from that. You don't expect Dwayne the Rock Johnson's hybrid Scorpion from The Mummy Returns when literally the previous movie came out, what was it, 3 years prior to this movie,
It looks so much better.
had so much better effects in it than The Mummy
One.
Returns did. The Mummy.
Hey guys.
Yeah, because Mummy came out in 1999.
Hey guys.
Yeah, it came out 3 years prior to The Mummy Returns, and it was so much better.
But at the same
Hey,
time,
guys.
though, that was just a person itself.
No, it wasn't. I'm talking about the CGI.
Hey guys, real quick.
The CGI was better.
Which is worse, Scorpion King Dwayne Johnson, or She-Hulk?
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
How sad is that?
She-Hulk.
The fact that we agree on something.
Listen, She-Hulk is like Beetleborgs rated CGI. I'm so glad that at least one of you
Have
two understood
either
that
one of you
reference.
watched
Thank you, Ian,
all
for not leaving me
4
hanging, bro.
movies of Critters?
No, I haven't seen a single one.
I haven't. I've seen clips.
You guys suck. I need to.
You suck,
That's
all right?
what we should do sometime this summer is binge watch all 4 movies.
Listen, you think there's such thing as a food addiction, okay?
We've already established it's not the food they're addicted
I'm gonna
to.
start throwing
it's
more
the
shit at
action of
you.
Eating.
But
She's been dropping more cuss bombs than I have. You
I
haven't
know
hit
it.
her once.
I don't hit women unless I need to.
I haven't dropped any, have I?
You just said the SH word.
It's better than the word you said.
I haven't said anything since then, and I apologized at
Oh
least.
yeah, so my first cuss word.
That wasn't your first one. Throw something at her. Ian, be referee. Charlie Cox was amazing at that show.
That was a lot harder than I meant to. I am so sorry.
You need to pick that up because that's part of Dusty's stuff, and if you use any of that shit, I'm sorry, stuff. I'm going to
That-
get my
that-
butt ringed.
That was significantly more than I thought. That was significantly lighter. I am so sorry.
Yeah, that's not a regular pen.
I realize this now. The moment I left my fingers, I was like, "This doesn't feel right," and then I heard the conk, and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, that's
no."
not a
I-
regular pen.
I thought it was like I thought it was just like a really big Bic pen. And
No.
I figured, like, Bic pen.
David says Charlie Cox was amazing
It's
in
okay.
She-Hulk.
It's okay.
The only
But no,
decent part of She-Hulk.
what do you know about Critters?
I know that it was a movie in the late 80s, early 90s.
That is all you know about it?
That's pretty much it, in that it's kind of like a darker version of Gremlins.
Yeah, I guess so. So, I'm just gonna explain it. You guys can watch it if you want to. I don't care. It is an older movie. It is definitely an older movie. So we can, as kids, we couldn't used to say critters in the house because one of our dogs was afraid of it.
You had a dog that was afraid of movies.
Yes, it gave him nightmares, and he is still around.
How?
My grandparents had a dog that was afraid of guns.
There's a
So
lot of
like
them like that, like
somewhat
Sandy
that
will
that is
run away.
somewhat like understandable.
But no, he was afraid of this movie. It would give him nightmares. We used to have to put him in our parents' room at the other side of the house.
We are at 2:05. Finish
Well-
your
Finish the story
finish
and then we're calling.
finish your story.
So Critters, what itself is,
He is a terrier of some kind.
I think it's Scottish Terrier.
Might be.
But
I don't know. He's not my dog. I don't care. My dog is a Catahoula.
he's got more than
Healer.
just that.
Catahoula Aussie healer.
I thought he had the Great Pyrenees in him.
No, you and I thought that he had a Great Pyrenees because I didn't read the.
You didn't
what
read
his-
it right.
Right.
That's right.
Guys,
You didn't read it right.
finish the story.
Sorry.
I wish he had Great.
So it
Pyrenees. That's a
starts
huge
out-
dog.
And this is why
I could ride that dog to
why
work.
why it bugged me when he was complaining about the CGI about doing the Rock Johnson, because so the critters themselves are from outer space. They're these furry. They start out about this big.
Mike, to mouth, they can't hear you.
They start about this big. The size of Tony's hat. They've got 4 rows of teeth, red eyes, and they're fuzzy. But they've got these needle, like harpoon, like kind of like a porcupine, but they can shoot them out, and they knock you out.
And then they eat you.
Usually, yes. So they eat everything. And the more they eat, the more they grow. So the bounty hunters. So obviously they're trying. Okay. So at the beginning of the movie, they're transporting them. They started with 10.
I thought we were only talking about the dog. I didn't realize you were going to do all of this because we're already over time. So I thought you were just telling the story about the dog. I didn't
No,
realize you were gonna
I
do
wasn't.
the whole-
No, I'm gonna.
Maybe save that for next
Mm,
podcast. We're doing
fine.
this podcast next week. It's not a 2-week off. Cause
Yeah, we're not doing D&D
So-
until Kenny gets back.
Tell you what.
Okay.
first topic next week, you get the critters.
Okay.
All right, so before we end this, David does ask, do different breeds of dog taste different? Honestly, I don't know.
Eat
But
different
I'll-
Chinese and then tell me.
I was going to say, honestly, I don't know, but I'll ask my daughter's mom for you.
I hope
All right.
Sandy hits you.
Thank you, everyone. She doesn't watch this podcast. Anyways, thank you,
I'm gonna
everyone,
tell
for
Sandy.
joining us on Off the Rails podcast. I am the guy behind the chair pushing all the buttons. Please like, share, subscribe to this YouTube channel, as well as go to all of our other social medias, the Rumble, the TikTok, the Twitter, and somewhere else I forgot at this point in time. I apologize.
Actually.
Huh?
Pretty sure it's all of them, actually.
Twitch. We have a Twitch as well. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that other stuff. We are trying to move away from YouTube as much as possible, although we do understand that at this point in time it is the place that has the greatest infrastructure for us. So, like I said, like and share, subscribe, all that other great stuff. I am Tony. Thank you very much for the great conversation in the comment section, as well as following us. Next to me is...
Ian, the line crosser, who's probably going to get us canceled and is laughing hysterically about it.
That's okay, because we're on Twitter.
And so I'm the guy who pushes it. In
Yeah,
places
Twitter
it
ain't got
probably
much
shouldn't
guidelines.
go, but needs to go. And next to me is
I am the quarter Mexican that everybody likes to make fun of, and my child is put away. So, thank you guys for joining us, and as always,
It's
your move.